South Jersey Group 4 is one of the toughest groups in New Jersey football, thanks in large part to the programs of the Shawnee Renegades and the Washington Township Minutemen. Last year, the two met with the championship on the line, but it was Shawnee who capped off a perfect 12-0 season with the title. This year, the Renegades are off rolling again and are still perfect, but the Minutemen come in today with revenge on their minds. Can they turn Shawnee's dream season into a nightmare? Find out next. From chilly and damp Sewell, New Jersey, the CN8 Varsity Sports Zone presents a showdown in the Burkle Olympic League American Division as the Shawnee Renegades take on the Minutemen of Washington Township High School. Hello and welcome to Washington Township High School. Steve Degler along with Jeremy Treatment for a battle for first place. These two teams part of a four-way battle for the top spot in the American Division, and Jeremy, Shawnee is undefeated. It's a big game for Township because they already have one league loss.
Huge game for Washington Township with that one loss. They're in jeopardy of going back to the state championship game. They've done that 3 years in a row. Their nemesis, Shawnee, however, 17 straight wins. They're the defending champs. They've won 2 of the last 3, so it's definitely a huge game.
These are two teams whose offenses have been built on the wing tee, a ground-oriented attack, so we're going to see a lot of good play in the backfield. And when you look at Shawnee, a guy who carries the bulk of the load is Evan Franks.
He sure does. Evan Franks, 6 foot, 215 pounds, also plays safety for this team, has over 25 touchdowns in his career, 19 last year. He has 6 this year. Check that, 76 carries, 430 yards. He's also very good catching the ball out of the backfield. Had some big touchdowns in the state championship run a year ago.
And one of the big things about the wing tee is that you can't always key on just one guy, and that is certainly the case with Township because they have a two-headed monster back there.
They sure do. Ryan D'Imperio is excellent at the fullback position. They also have a great halfback, Nick Bakari. There you see him on the left is D'Imperio. He's got a lot of schools all over the country, major D1 schools look at him. He's also a great linebacker. Bakari's been the touchdown man this year, Steve, with 6, and D'Imperio's got 3. They've combined for 9, and they have really led the offense for this team. They've combined for over 840 yards.
So 2 guys in the backfield to watch for Washington Township, and then you have Franks on the other side for Shawnee. Should be a good one. They're battling for the top spot in the American Division. We'll have the kickoff for you right after this. Back in Sewell, New Jersey, Washington Township High School, the Minutemen hosting Shawnee tonight. Steve Degler along with Jeremy Treatment on a cold and damp night, 50 degrees, 83% humidity, and a chance of showers in this one. Shawnee 5-0. Tim Gushew is the head coach in his 23rd season, 142 wins in his career. His keys to the game tonight: control the Township running backs, prevent the big play, and ball control on offense. The keys to the game for Washington Township head coach Tom Brown: stop the run, shut down the punt return game, especially Evan Franks, and also be balanced all around in this game tonight. Tonight's game brought to you in part by West German BMW and also in part by Clayton Block Concrete and Sand. Build your next project on the Clayton reputation. Clayton Block, a blueprint for success. Township won the toss, electing to receive, moving from right to left in their blue uniforms, and they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line after the return by Nick Bakari. And once again, tonight's game brought to you in part by West German BMW and also in part by Clayton Block Concrete and Sand. 1st and 10 for the Minutemen at their own 32-yard line. Washington Township comes in 4-1 overall, 3-1 in league play. Shawnee, winners of 17 straight, 5-0 overall, and 3-0 in league play. Got an official's timeout here. An equipment problem for one of the Shawnee players. Josh Phelan needing to tie a shoe. There is Patrick Moffitt, the quarterback for Washington Township. He is a 6 foot, 185-pound junior who played JVs last year. 28 for 58, 5 interceptions, and 4 touchdowns. He's also carried the ball 14 times for 50 yards this season. Moffitt will run this attack, which has a punishing ground game, but also a couple of good receivers to watch on the outside as well. We are set to go from scrimmage now. First and 10, the Minutemen at their own 32-yard line. Ryan D'Imperio is the lone setback, and he will get the carry on first down, crushing his way across the 35 to the 38-yard line, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. D'Imperio and Nick Bakari, the two in the backfield. Resanito and Brown, the speedy wide receivers. Brandon Pleasant is the tight end. Up front, Tisch, Price, DeFranco, Ranger, and Cotton. A good offensive line, as always, for Washington Township. 2nd and 4. Again, D'Imperio will be the lone setback. A look at DeFranco, the center, with Bakari on a wing left. D'Imperio, again, first down, crushing across the 45, out close to the 47-yard line, and he has a first down for Washington Township. The defense for Shawnee, Eric Stilley, Mitch Sparks, Ryan Worth, and TJ DeMarco across the front. 4 linebackers, Teresa, Luco, Chalino, and Byrne. That is a good core right there. Chusano, Evan Franks, and Kevin Trump, the 3 in the secondary for the Shawnee Renegades. 1st and 10 for Township at its own 47-yard line. D'Imperio, 3rd straight time, bouncing this one to the outside into Shawnee territory. Cut down at the 47-yard line, a pickup of 6 more on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
D'Imperio getting the ball a lot here in the early going. They want him to be the main guy as he picks up 6 here. He's run up the middle. He runs to the outside here, Steve. You got to give this guy a lot of credit. He started 2 years ago as a fullback. As here you see him running to the outside, making something happen, knocking guys over, getting 6 yards to boot. He went to halfback, and then because of the emergence of Bakari, he's moved back to fullback to make room for his friend at the halfback position.
3 carries, 20 yards for D'Imperio. On 2nd and 4, make it 4 straight carries, and he will have a first down. 6 more down to the 41-yard line, just punishing would-be tacklers along the way.
Great start for Ryan D'Imperio for Washington Township, coming in with over 420 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he is really running hard and fast in addition to being strong, sort of the fullback type. He kind of combines the strong fullback running with the great halfback speed and halfback instincts. He's an excellent runner.
Averaging over 7 yards a carry on the season and off to a great start tonight. 1st and 10, D'Imperio again. This time the defense reacts a little bit better, but still a pickup of nearly 5 on first down, as D'Imperio has been the ball carrier on all 5 plays from scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 37-yard line.
Well, they wanted to make a statement right here at the beginning of the game. Shawnee has been the big nemesis for Washington Township, losing in the championship game in Group 4 twice in the last 3 years. It's been since 2003 since they beat them, and they really want to win here with this big, huge crowd. There's the head coach, Tom Brown, for Washington Township.
Brown in his 20th season at the helm for the Minutemen, 156, 52, and 4. He does not roam the sidelines. He coaches from atop the press box every game. Here is someone other than D'Imperio. It's Nick Bakari, the other running back we featured, and he'll go for 3 to the 34-yard line. That brings up a 3rd down and 3 for the Minutemen.
Can't say enough about the great start for the Washington Township offensive line. They are plowing the Shawnee front 7 right off the line. They're getting great burst, and they're getting into the secondary and getting good yardage, setting up a 3rd and short, exactly what they want. There you see Tim Gashu, the head coach of Shawnee, not happy with the defensive start for Shawnee.
He knew he would be facing a formidable offensive line tonight, and it has shown here in this opening drive. Now a 3rd down and 3 with D'Imperio, the single setback. And Moffitt gives it to him, and D'Imperio gets hit in the backfield by Eric Stilley and is thrown for a loss back at the 36-yard line. So finally, the Shawnee defense has an answer for the ground attack.
What a great play by Eric Stilley, 6'3", 250-pound lineman. He broke through, got by the center, and he's the first one to stop D'Imperio, brings him down. Interestingly, he's an All-American lacrosse player still. He committed to Johns Hopkins University, but he's also got 22 tackles now in the season.
Loss of 2 on the play. The 8th play of the drive will be a 4th down and 5 at the 36-yard line.
Not really surprising to see Shawnee come up with that stop. They've got 3 shutouts this year. Washington Township's coming off 2 shutout wins. So both defenses have been playing excellent this year.
Shawnee only giving up 4 points a game this year. D'Imperio is in punt formation. Doesn't mean he'll necessarily kick it away. Evan Franks and Kevin Trump are back deep, and he will try and pin them deep, but a flag on the play. They will have to re-kick this one, perhaps. If it's against the defense, it could be 4th and short. Our referee is Joe Mulhern, Rich Takachi is the umpire, Jim Martin the head linesman, Steve Bradley the back judge, and the line judge is John Foster. It is illegal procedure against Township. Not necessarily a bad thing. Gives D'Imperio 5 more yards to operate.
I was just thinking the same thing because he's got such a great leg. He's got a Division 1A leg, and you know he can pin this thing into the end zone. He wants to get it inside the 10-yard line.
He's a running back, linebacker, punter, and kicker. Oh, and by the way, he's a pretty good catcher on the baseball field as well.
A very good baseball catcher.
End over end, Trump at the 14-yard line, up the right side, across the 25, out close to the 30-yard line. A 15-yard return for Kevin Trump, and a good job to bring that ball out to decent field position for Shawnee. No score, 7:25 to play in the first quarter. Renegades get the ball for the first time. Their quarterback is a junior, Mike Ansberry, number 11. He has only thrown 32 times this season, completing 17 of them, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 230 yards on the season for Ansberry. He will have Hakeem Teresa in the backfield behind him. Franks in motion. You got movement along the right side of the line of scrimmage, and this will cost the Renegades 5. It'll be 1st and 15 for Shawnee, back at its own 25-yard line.
One penalty on each side now as we start the game. Both teams very anxious to get their offenses going. Evan Franks in motion, jumped a little early. He's the all-time leading rusher in Renegades history here at Shawnee High School, and he's coming off an outstanding career, having a great senior year, 430 yards, 6 touchdowns so far. He's the key guy on that Shawnee running attack.
It'll be a 1st down and 15, and these are the situations that Shawnee, for the most part, any team doesn't want to be in, as Franks again is on a wing right. Shift the tight end Chelino to the left side. Franks will again go in motion. The give is up the middle to Jake Luco. Luco across the 28 to the 29, a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Hakeem Teresa, Mike Burns, Evan Franks in the backfield. Trump and Chelino, the receivers in that wing tee. Hollowell, Schmidt, Connor, Taberski, and Joe Hurley, the starting offensive line for Shawnee.
Both teams, of course, running the Delaware wing tee. In fact, Shawnee coach Tim Cashew modeled his wing tee after watching Tom Brown beat him in the 95 championship.
By the way, Hurley at right tackle goes 3:15. Ansbury on 2nd down throws very short, complete to Franks. A minimal gain, maybe a yard back to the original line of scrimmage for Evan Franks, his 5th catch of the year. Here is the defensive alignment for Township. Brandon Pleasant, Terrell Mack, Derek Smith, and Chris Ranger across the front. Dean Hamill and Ryan D'Imperio, 2 excellent linebackers. LeVar Archie, the 3rd backer. In the secondary, Resinito Purifoy, who has an interception return for a touchdown. Schleicher and Brown. Gain of a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Ansbury deep down the left sideline, and wide open is Brett Badessa, and Badessa is going to go 70 yards for a touchdown.
What a play by Shawnee. Looked like a quick count, and they just went out there. Didn't look like Washington Township had a defender out on the flat. Not sure how that happened on the 3rd and long play because it was an obvious pass situation. A quick count looks like what happened there, and they just quickly went 1-step drop, throw outside, and there's the touchdown man, Brett Badessa. What a start for Shawnee here, Steve.
Badessa, just his 2nd catch of the season. The first one went for 41 yards. This one for 70 and a score. It is the 4th touchdown pass of the season for Ansbury. Kevin Trump will attempt the extra point. Dan Byrne is the holder. Quick strike for Shawnee. The extra point by Trump is good. And with 6:32 to play in the first quarter, Shawnee 7, Washington Township nothing.
Well, great start for Shawnee there. Kind of an odd play in that he was completely uncontested. Was Badessa, got down the flat. Let's take a look. You see no time at all, really, for Ansbury, the quarterback. Throws it out there, sees that his guy is wide open, streaking behind the entire defense of Washington Township. You rarely see something like this happen. Not sure where the breakdown came from, but obviously Shawnee saw something in film. They were prepared for this play because that was a quick count, Steve, and they went right out to the outside, and Badessa goes down the left sideline. The easiest touchdown he'll ever get.
Certainly no safety there, Jeremy, and it appeared there was no corner there as well, as they go 70 yards on a 3rd down and 10. to make it 7-0 midway through the first quarter.
You know, as the play was developing, I looked up. I said, I guess I got it wrong. It was a 4th down and 10 trick play, but no, it was 3rd down and 10. And Washington Township somehow got messed up on defense and didn't have the right alignment. Too many guys on the line, didn't have another player dropping back in the secondary.
3 yards, 70 plays, took just 53 seconds for Bedessa to haul in that touchdown pass from Ansbury. Now Kevin Trump will kick it away. Brown and Bakari, 2 very dangerous return men, are back deep for Township. Short kick, still free. Battle at the 45-yard line, and Shawnee has it. So Trump with a short kick, he popped it up, and the Renegades will take over as Bryce Johnston, number 40, a 5'9 junior, pounced on the free football.
Great play by Shawnee. They're capitalizing. They caught Washington Township sleeping a little bit on the squib kick right here. Lyman loses it right there. There you see Bryce Johnston get it. Washington Township had a chance to get it on the line. Matt DeFranco couldn't hold on to the football, and Tim Gashu with another trick, and they've got the ball right back.
So it is 1st and 10 for the Renegades, who just scored, and they are in Township territory at the 45-yard line. Franks in motion. He will get the toss sweep left side. Franks gets tripped up. He'll get 4 to the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Nick Doerr with the tackle for Township.
You know, Shawnee lost a lot of key guys from last year's undefeated 12-0 team that won the Group 4 state championship, but one of the guys back is Evan Franks. He was a key guy last year, 19 touchdowns. Whenever they needed a big touchdown, he got it. Whenever they needed a big carry, a big first down, he got it. They like to get him started with a running start, get him a little flip, and he's very good off that wing tee, going from right end to center to down the field.
Franks picks up 3 in the play. They'll mark him down at the 42-yard line. 2nd down, a long 6, short 7. Here is Teresa Hakeem with his first carry, and he will have a first down inside the 35 to the 32. He'll pick up about 10 on the play.
You know, every week, it seems, Steve, I mentioned to you how momentum is so fleeting in high school football. Look like, as we take a look at the replay here, this is the counter trap to the fullback right up the middle. Very nice run here for Hakeem Teresa as he just burst through the line. He had the opening, and he made the rest of it happen himself. But it looked like Washington Township, their opening drive, they couldn't have worked out better. Then on that 3rd and 2, they lose 3 yards, and they end up punting the football, and all of a sudden it's been all Shawnee after that.
Franks again in motion. He'll come back and get the football, and he drags it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Terrell Mack, who has 19 tackles on the year, makes the stop.
Right guard, right tackle, turn to the right. Franks runs in between both of them, gets pretty good yardage. 3, 4, 5 yards every time. It's a pretty good way to start for the Shawnee drive. They're already in great field position here.
Bedessa again split out to the left and nobody with him. And now finally, Andrew Purifoy gets out there, and they nearly had the same situation. Franks trying to sweep left side, play being strung out. Hamill gets a piece of him and will knock him out of bounds at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Dean Hamill came into the game with 22 tackles. On any other team, he'd be considered a superstar linebacker. He plays with number 44, Ryan D'Imperio, at the outside. The fake to Franks, and actually Franks did have it right here. This is a nice tackle, shoestring tackle there by Hamill right before he goes out of bounds.
Franks in motion, getting the ball a couple of times now. Different looks. One a toss. That one a handoff coming off that right wing. There is Hamill, who has had an outstanding season, a 6'1", 215-pound senior. 3rd down and 5 for the Renegades. Franks again goes in motion. They give it to Luco, the fullback. Breaking tackles inside the 20-yard line to the 18 for another first down. Jake Luco at 6'2", 225 pounds, being recruited by New Hampshire, Villanova, William & Mary, Lehigh, and Penn, bangs for a first down.
Take a look. It looks like the Washington Township players are tackling high. D'Imperio gets sealed off. Once you seal him off, there you see a high tackle, another high tackle. You got to tackle low, get the legs down, cut them down after the 2-3 yards. But if you're going to try to tackle up top, these very strong runners are going to knock you down from Shawnee and get the extra yardage.
Gain of 9 on the play for Luco.
Well, he is a strong back, Luco.
Burns in motion. They give it to Franks, and Franks will take it to the 15-yard line. LeVar Archie, the junior linebacker, in on the stop. A pickup of 3 on the play, and with just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter, Shawnee up 7-0, facing a 2nd and 7.
Boy, Archie really fended off his block very well. You see him in the left side of your picture, and he held on for dear life. he not only held off his block, he somehow was able to get Franks down. That's a great play.
Ansbury back into the huddle with the play.
It's amazing how effective he is at just 5'7", 153 pounds, coming in as the new starting quarterback for a defending state champion. And they're still undefeated. They're still rolling 5-0 this year.
Looking for their 18th straight win. Here is the counter to Burns. Burns has a first and goal as he bounces inside the 5, close to the 4-yard line. First time we've had a look at Mike Burns running the football, a 6-foot senior.
Boy, inside reverse counter here to number 26, Burns. Boy, does he have a lot of yardage and real estate to go on that left side. Bolts over the secondary play, Resinito right there, and he gets deep into the secondary. Another first down situation coming up here for Shawnee.
Burns, another All-American lacrosse player, chose North Carolina over Georgetown in Maryland, and his football coach also is lacrosse coach, Tim Gushu, who calls Burns the best face-off man in New Jersey. Here is Frank straight ahead, and he will be cut down for no gain. Derek Smith, number 50, a 5'7" senior, with the tackle from behind. It'll be second and goal at the 5.
Great play this time by the front 4. Actually, probably they had 8 in the box that time for Washington Township. There you see dragging from behind, the great tackle there for Washington Township. Derek Smith in on the play. This is a huge stop. I know there's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. We just started this game. But Washington Township cannot afford to let Shawnee get a touchdown right here. The momentum is going all Shawnee's way right now. You can't get down 2 touchdowns to this good of a football team.
They've moved 40 yards in 8 plays after recovering the kickoff. 9th play goes to Franks. Franks tries to cut it back to the inside and is met by a wall of blue jerseys. It'll be third down and goal as maybe he squeezed out a yard on that play.
There's that pursuit, Washington Township. The Minutemen, they are shooting the gaps now. Outside containment, nothing going outside. This is the way you have to be. You got to force them to go for it at 4th and goal here, or have them attempt a short field goal, because you can't let them get in the end zone right here.
So a gain of a yard. It'll be third down and goal at the 4. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Shawnee already up 7-0, looking to get another one.
Washington Township's going to stack 8 in the box right here, but they have to be careful about Shawnee trying to go outside right here.
Ansbury gives it to his fullback, Luco, and Luco is in for a touchdown. Jake Luco from 4 yards out, his second touchdown of the season.
Big run for Shawnee. It looked like Washington Township was set up for a defense that was a little more, anticipating a little more spread offense by Shawnee. Shawnee only had 1 person go out, but Washington Township had 2, and one of those players tried to stop Luco at the last second there as he got in the end zone. Probably expecting a little tighter defense right there, but Shawnee, they've got to be very, very happy. A couple trick plays, they're up 14-0.
Trump in for the extra point. Burn the holder, so Luco stays in on special teams. And Trump makes it 2 for 2 and 12 for 12 on the season. 1:30 to play in the first quarter. It is 14-0 Shawnee.
Take a look at Jared Luco. Boy, he's had a great start to this game. He's really running strong. He went in between the center and the right tackle, and he dove into the end zone. Washington Township didn't think he was in, but let's take a look at from the back end angle. It looks like he does cross the plane with that football, and that is 6 points. Touchdown.
So the scores coming 5 minutes apart after Shawnee recovered the kickoff following the first touchdown. Luco caps the 10-play, 45-yard drive by going in from 4 yards out to make it 14-0. And again, he stays out there on special teams.
A lot of these guys do. There's 5 or 6 that are going both ways on both teams tonight. So a lot of guys are going to be very, very busy. Ryan D'Imperio, you'll see him out there on just about every play.
Good start for Tim Gushu, coaching his alma mater in his 23rd season. He was a part of the first graduating class at Shawnee in 1972. He'll have Kevin Trump kicking off here for the 3rd time in the first quarter. Nick Bakari on the left, Tracy Brown on the right for Township. This one is a deep kick. Bakari will let this one sail over his head into the end zone for a touchback. We'll take a break. 1:30 to play first quarter. 14-0 Shawnee. .90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Township has not had the ball a whole lot in the opening 12 minutes. And the Minutemen are trailing 14-0. Backs in the eye this time. Bakari, the tailback, will get the carry. And Nick will have 3 to the 23. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Township.
Washington Township has to forget about this great start for Shawnee, and they got to do what they do best, which is run. They've got a great fullback, a great halfback out of this wing T. Bakari and D'Imperio could get them right up the field just the way they marched there on their first drive. Unfortunately, they fell short on that 3rd and 2, set them back to 4th and 5, and they decided to punt right there, and it's been all Shawnee since.
2nd down and 7. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Bakari again. He'll have 2 to the 25-yard line. Josh Phelan, the 6'4 junior, number 83, makes the stop from his defensive end position. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Township. And Tom Brown, team down by 2 touchdowns. That is what he has done in 20 seasons at Washington Township. You add in his time at Paulsboro as well. 213 career victories and 7 titles to his credit.
Unbelievable, including 3 here at Washington Township. Coached a couple guys made it to the NFL as well, including Flipper Anderson.
Ryan D'Imperio, good start, 6 carries, 28 yards, has not touched the ball on this possession. Patrick Moffitt rolled to the right on 3rd down and 5, throws short and incomplete. Pretty good coverage on the play as Tracy Brown was the intended receiver and J.J. Chisano was all over him. It's 4th and 5.
Great coverage by Chisano as he was right in the right flat. Moffitt was rolling out right there. You see the coverage. You can see it in your picture on the right side. And he has to throw, make an almost perfect throw right there. He's not able to do it. I don't think he would have caught the ball anyway.
5.5 seconds to play in the first quarter. D'Imperio will punt it away as Moffitt heads back to the bench after the incompletion.
Because how good both teams' defenses are and because both teams don't usually rely on their passing to win, it puts the team that gets the deficit in a very bad spot.
Stilley charging hard, could not get the punt. It'll be excellent field position for Shawnee when the second quarter gets underway. The Renegades will be near midfield, leading Washington Township 14-0. We're back to Sewell, New Jersey in just a moment. 14-0 Shawnee leads Washington Township as we get set for the second quarter. Before the game tonight, the Washington Township Board of Education, along with high school student staff and administrators, honored the achievements and contributions of longtime Minutemen football coach Tom Brown. He served at the helm of the program for 20 years, was also at Paulsboro for 6 years, and he spent 20 years as a math teacher here at Washington Township. One of only a handful of coaches in South Jersey to have recorded more than 200 wins in his career. He has led Township to 3 Group 4 championships and 7 conference titles, and his teams have qualified for the state playoffs 19 times in the last 21 years. You look at some of the accomplishments of Tom Brown. His 1992 undefeated team ranked 8th in the nation by USA Today, a 2-time Coach of the Year, and a New Jersey State Coach of the Year in 1993. He is a member of several Halls of Fame. Tom Brown was on CN8 when he got his 200th career victory back in November of 2003, and he was honored for his accomplishments before the game here tonight. There's Tom Brown from his perch high above the field here at Washington Township. Hakeem Teresa will get the carry on first down from Shawnee from his own 48 to the Township 44. A gain of 8 in the play. It's 2nd down and 2.
Again, good run right there by Shawnee to start their new drive. Washington Township got to suck it up defensively and try to get this football back as they're down by 14. Shawnee's offense running in high gear. So many different options out of that wing T. So many very, very valuable offensive weapons, and they're all playing very well right now for Shawnee.
Teresa in motion now. It is Luco who just scored the touchdown, and he will take tacklers with him on the carry for 4 yards to the 40. It'll be a first down for Shawnee. Tom Brown retiring as a teacher, and he is in a fight with cancer right now, and we certainly, everyone at CN8 and the Varsity Sports Zone, we wish him the best in his battle. And he has been very, very cooperative with us every time we've been around to cover Washington Township, and he is in a big battle right now. And again, we wish him the best of luck in that fight against cancer. Here is Teresa on first down. Very little gain as Dean Hamill, the linebacker, makes the stop right at the 40-yard line, maybe a half yard on the play. It's 2nd down.
And you saw the big total yard differential. Shawnee dominating with the yardage so far in the early going. Ever since that opening drive was pretty successful, but came short for Washington Township. It's been all Shawnee. So many different variations they use out of this wing T. Kind of ironic that Shawnee started using it about 11 years ago based on the model that Washington Township coach Tom Brown's been using all these years, and it certainly worked for Coach Tim Gashu as well, as he's won 2 championships in the last 3 years himself.
2nd down and 9. Teresa cuts it back to the inside. He'll be about a yard short of a first down. As Hakeem Teresa cutting that ball back to the inside, Eric Lamb makes the tackle, and Tim Gashu uses this wing T, and he patterns it, and it's not a secret, after what Tom Brown has done here at Washington Township.
No, he flat out says it, and why not? It's so successful, it works. And when you have team guys, I mean, people that are willing to share, like Hakeem Teresa, willing to share with the quarterback Hansberry and Evan Franks, Mike Burns, so many different guys, they're all putting up numbers. They understand the sum is bigger than the parts. They're undefeated for a reason.
Luco will not have the first down. It'll be 4th and a yard as Jake Luco hit in the backfield and brought down. Hamill was in on the play, along with number 34, Terrell Mack.
Yeah, Terrell Mack was right in that play. He made a great play from his defensive line position that time, bringing down the ball carrier with great leverage. Take a look at number 34, Mack, the way he makes the tackle here. Straight give to Luco. Luco's been unstoppable tonight, but Mack catches him from behind. The hesitation by Luco trying to look for the hole gave Mack enough time to bring him down from behind.
And D'Imperio was there just in case a tackle was broken. And Township on defense will call a timeout on a 4th down and a long yard with 9:18 to play in the second quarter. Down 14-0 and certainly needing a stop right here. Well, right now, let's go back to last year's South Jersey Group 4 semifinal. Shawnee already down 7-0 to Toms River East in the second quarter when quarterback Fred Lynette finds tight end Kevin Dabalski to tie it up at 7 apiece. Third quarter, still tied at 7. Big play of the game. Lynette finds Evan Franks racing down the sideline. They say he doesn't get into the end zone, but he sets up a 1-yard score to make it 14-7 at that time. And then later in the third, Luke Bonus gets the ball and goes 3 yards for a score to put the game away 20-7, giving Shawnee their 11th straight win and sending them to the championship game where they beat Township to finish off an undefeated 12-0 season for Tim Gashu in 2004, and they have added 5 more to start 2005, looking for their 18th consecutive victory in this one tonight.
Well, when you build a program and you're so successful, the guys that come into the program and take over the spots of the guys who graduated, the guys like Lynette and Bonus who move on, guys step in, Ansbury stepped in, they haven't missed a beat, they're playing very well. A lot of people thought that this was Washington Township's year, and it still just might be their year. They still have a great chance to win tonight. They still have a great chance to win the league and to go on and win a sectional. But Shawnee has surprised a lot of people who didn't think they could keep going undefeated after losing so many key guys from last year's awesome team.
26 seniors graduating from last year's team. Here is Franks. Cuts it back to the inside, and he'll have the first down as he gets to the 25-yard line. Made a great move behind the line of scrimmage when the play was in jeopardy, and he goes for 6 and a first down.
Once again, great yardage there in the run game for Shawnee. Nothing fancy. They just give the ball. They look for the openings. As you see, plowing behind the big offensive lineman right there, Joe Hurley making the block. You mentioned him a couple times already, Steve. Over 300 pounds of girth right there, and he is a great way to lead your runner.
Franks being looked at by the likes of Rutgers, Villanova, Lehigh, William and Mary, and Penn. His brother Adam is in the secondary for Al Bagnoli at Penn. And here is Franks on first down, and he'll be cut down at the 25-yard line. Gerald Brown, the 5'9 junior, with a big stop for no gain.
Yeah, the more I watch Franks, even though he didn't get yardage that time, I think he may be a little bit higher level than his brother. Maybe could play some big-time 1A football, but either way, he's going to be a great 1AA player at that level. He's caught this time on a very, very nice play by Washington Township, running him down, Terrell Mack and Matt Bettridge.
Frank's just under 1,100 yards and 19 touchdowns last year, 8 carries for 18 yards so far tonight. No gain on that play.
Tell you what, the outside containment's been pretty good when Franks has been running. As you see, his numbers are a little limited so far tonight.
Ansbury throwing the deep slant, juggling and dropping the football is J.J. Chisano. That ball nearly intercepted for 6 one way, and when it wasn't picked off, it nearly became 6 the other way for Shawnee.
Yeah, Gerald Brown and Mike Resinito both had a chance for Washington Township. A post pattern right down the middle of the field. There you see the almost interception, and the bobble costs Chisano the touchdown, but a very nice play at the last second to knock the ball loose, and I believe that was by Mike Resinito. Nice play there for the Minutemen.
And Nick Dorr, the one who was unable to reach up and pick that ball off. If he can get the interception, going that way to his left. There's nobody on that side of the field for Shawnee.
But looking on the replay, it was a little bit past Dorr. It looked like in live action that he had a great chance to pick it off.
Could have been 2-1 offensive plays for Shawnee. 3rd and 10 now for the Renegades with Teresa in motion. Flag kills the play here. And it might be a 3rd down, and it is a 3rd and 15 coming up after a 5-yard procedure penalty walked off by Joe Mulhern's crew.
Well, anything that can help Washington Township is good for them right now, and getting Shawnee out of position to get another 1st down and keep this drive moving is great for them. They need the football back.
On the right side of the screen, there was some movement, and the umpire, Rich Takachi, throwing that flag before the ball was snapped.
Looked like the left guard or left tackle pulled a little early, and that's where the call was.
So now 3rd down, 15 to go. Ansbury, looking downfield, decides to keep the ball himself, and he is hit hard by Terrell Mack. A gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 4th and 14 at the 29-yard line.
Well, it looked like they set up a screen, or was it a fake screen to Evan Franks, number 21? I guess it wasn't there. The quarterback decided to keep it himself. Didn't throw it away, didn't fumble, decided to keep it himself. He did look over Franks' direction, but then the pass rush came, it collapsed. He runs right the middle of the field. That's a dangerous territory. Give him credit. He's 5'7", 150 pounds. He went into the big linebackers and defensive linemen, and he sure took a lick that time, Steve.
Mack with the big play. 4th and long at the 29-yard line. Kevin Trump is in punt formation right now. Tracy Brown is back, but only at the 15-yard line. Trump will try and pin this one deep. Short kick, and it will roll inside the 20-yard line to the 17, a 12-yard kick, but it'll be 1st and 10 at the 17 for Township, down 14-0. Let's take a look at this week's South Jersey Top 10 from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Shawnee stays at the top. Township actually came in as the number 1 team in the preseason, lost to that number 3 team, Pennsauken, in week 3, and has crawled from 6 to 5 after the victory last week.
Yeah, Washington Township started number 1. That Pennsauken game, Coach Tom Brown said they kind of fell asleep after they fell behind in that game, lost control. Camden Catholic, one of the teams to drop out after a tough loss to Holy Cross last week as well.
1st and 10 for Township at its own 17. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Minutemen down 14-0. They go back to D'Imperio. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Teresa gets a piece of him, not enough. And D'Imperio will just muscle his way to the 23-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
How about that balance right there by number 44, Ryan D'Imperio, major Division I football prospect at the linebacking position, fullback and catch out of the backfield. And watch, Teresa trips him up right there. You think he's done, right? Not only does he regain his composure, he's able to make a cutback, and he gets 2 or 3 more yards there, Steve. That's a pretty nice run by Ryan D'Imperio as he was able to churn it upfield.
A hard-fought 6 there, 2nd down and 4. 3 receivers to the left with D'Imperio in the backfield. They spread it out, give it to D'Imperio, and read very well by Jake Luco, number 31, and by number 26, Mike Burns. And it's a gain of 3 to the 26-yard line. It's 3rd down and 1.
Also, the left corner, Kevin Trump, came up and was able to chop down D'Imperio. A lot of times you see the wide receivers spread. They're trying to spread the field, but the defenders on the left side, on the opposite side, stay at home because usually they try to go to the weak side on that running attack because there's so few defenders over there.
Well, this is a big, big play for Township. Down 2 touchdowns. They need to move the sticks right here. Bakari is on that wing left. D'Imperio on 3rd down and 1. Breaks a tackle, spins across the 25-yard line. It looks like he is going to be shy.
Yeah, I think he's short. I wonder if Washington Township at this juncture of the game would consider going for it right here. Their defense really going to have to help them out here if they're going to punt right here. Surprised they didn't go up the middle there, Steve. They went to the outside with D'Imperio. Look, as he's going to the outside, and he got chopped
Teresa
up right
got
there.
him first.
Yep.
And then it was Andrew Cholino, who put him away. There's Tom Brown on a 4th down and 1, trying to decide what he is going to do here. Down by 14 points midway through the 2nd quarter, and he has D'Imperio in punt formation.
Yeah, you're going to have to punt it away at your own 26-yard line, it looks like.
Trump and Franks are back at their own 45, and let's try and draw them off sides, and they may have been successful.
Yeah, they did. Jake Luco goes down on the triple jump as they had all 3 Washington Township guys on the right side of the line. kind of go into their stance at the same time, completely threw off Jared Luco, and that was a planned play, and it works. Great job there by Washington Township.
So it becomes a first down at the 31-yard line, and they get it by penalty on the offside call.
Boy, it was Jared Luco thrown by the three players who jumped suddenly into a stance on the right side of the line for Township. First down.
So Patrick Moffitt and the offense back out there. 4:35 to play in the first half. The give is straight ahead to D'Imperio, and again, he is just hard to bring down with that first hit. He is shy of the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and about 7.
I think they're doing the right thing. I'd give the ball to D'Imperio as much as I could. He's the heart and soul of this team. He is bringing guys. They need 3-4 players to tackle him every single time. He's playing with so much heart out there, trying to put the team on the back.
He is, again, the single setback here. Moffitt is going to throw that wide receiver screen to the dangerous Tracy Brown. Cuts it inside and gets across the 40 to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. Cholino again with the play, the 6'1 senior linebacker with the stop. It's close to a first down, and it looks like he has it.
Good play there for Washington Township. Good safe pattern. Moffitt goes right outside to the outside. Brown makes the catch, has the blocking up front. Mike Residito trying to help him out. The play took a little bit, maybe too long to develop, but they still got enough yardage to get the first down and to give this offense some confidence against Shawnee.
Tracy Brown, his 12th catch of the year, averaging about 15 yards per reception. 5'11 senior.
Brown's got a couple touchdowns on the year as well.
First and 10 for Township at its own 42-yard line. Moffitt will swing it out to Bakari. Bakari in the left flat sees nothing but white jerseys. Cholino, Teresa, and Luco there. And he would do well just to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't think he got there, although he looks like he's getting kind of a favorable mark. Boy, that was a dangerous pass to begin with. The swing pass out of the backfield to Bakari. He looked up. He had to be shocked to see 5 white helmets, 5 white shirts with blue lettering on it. Not the dark blue. He saw the white with the blue. And yep, you can see all the white shirts right there, and he really got popped right there. Looked like that was Franks who got him, number 21.
Second down and 10. Moffitt throwing for the third straight play, putting it up for Brown down that right sideline. Brown with some contact, cannot make the catch at the 35 as he and J.J. Chisano, the 6'3 junior, with some hand-to-hand combat there. It'll be third down and 10.
Yeah, I think they were both hitting each other, though, both pushing off. They threw the ball up for grabs, fly pattern down the right sideline. Actually, a pretty high percentage pass, and Morgan just couldn't hold on. You got to give Chisano credit at the last second for knocking the ball loose. But there you can see that there were hands on both players. First it looked like Washington Township's Brown pushed off, and then it looked certainly like Chisano did, but no call.
Township is 0 for 3 in third down conversions. After that nice play by Chisano, it's third down and 10.
See if they have any cross patterns in their offense.
And here is Moffitt back to pass, and Luco will drop him at the 30-yard line. A loss of 12 on the play. It'll be fourth down and 22.
Jared Cody unable to hold his block, but there was an all-out blitz that time by Shawnee. They knew they were coming. There you see number 5, Hakeem Teresa, really made the play happen, and Luco gets credit for the sack. But Teresa really was the big factor, and that was not a late hit. That was just a result of a block by Washington Township that ended up, unfortunately, hurting his own quarterback, John Price.
Put him down at the 31-yard line. D'Imperio to punt it away.
They're definitely worried about Franks, number 21. He's to the left of your picture.
Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Short kick for D'Imperio went off the side of his foot. Shawnee is going to take over right near midfield. We'll take a break. 1:47 to play second quarter. It is the Renegades over Township, 14-0. (14-0) Shawnee. Tim Gushue's team with good field position at its own 49-yard line with 1:47 to play in the first half. They'll go shotgun now with Ansbury. Rolling, throwing, incomplete. Looking for Mike Burns. It'll be second down and 10.
And that multiple 8-man front that time for Washington Township. They dropped up in zone, and he was looking for a crossing pattern right there. Just misconnected. Also had Franks open on the swing pattern. The ball was actually tipped. It was a pretty nice play by Washington Township. It looked like LeVar Archie got a hand on the ball.
It was a nice play by Archie, the linebacker, to make it a 2nd down and 10. Stick around. Coming up at halftime, we'll have highlights and stats. And last week, you got a closer look at a Division I player in Downingtown East quarterback Pat Devlin. We'll do the same this week, as we'll learn a little bit more about Township's Mr. Everything, Ryan D'Imperio. All of that coming up at halftime. On the toss sweep, it is Evan Franks weaving his way through traffic. He picks up about 7 yards to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Hey fans, are you enjoying this game? Well, CN8's Varsity Sports Zone has another great matchup for you next weekend as the Lacey Lions travel to take on the Brick Memorial Mustangs. That is next Saturday at 3:30 only on CN8. It is a 3rd down here and about 3.5. Just over a minute left. On the ground, Luco appears to be about a half-yard shy. Let's see if the Renegades take a timeout here with a 4th and short coming up.
I'm not sure they'll take, I guess they would take the timeout. I think they'll definitely go for it, but we'll see when this clock gets stopped, if it does at all.
Going to let it run here with 45 seconds left in the half. They need a full yard to get the 1st down. And now Tim Gushu is signaling for the timeout on that sideline, and he'll get it, although wasted some valuable time there before they took the stoppage.
You were absolutely right, Steve. They needed to call that timeout right away. Not really sure the coach realized the situation right there.
Well, Shawnee on a roll, undefeated last year, 5-0 this season. A closer look at the numbers during that 17-game winning streak, and really just unbelievable, mind-boggling type numbers that they have put up during this streak, especially defensively, giving up 84 points in the last 17 games with 7 shutouts. And the offense is pretty good too.
Yeah, they've been outstanding. Look at those numbers, 27 points, 5 points a game. That was in 04. And this year, not much different, 29.8 points a game, averaging a little less than 4.5 points a game. 7 shutouts over the 2 years, 3 this year. They really haven't missed a beat. The secondary's been solid. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. The linebackers always know where to be. And that multiple front 8 that they run, they seem to be very good against the run, very good against the pass. Linebackers can cover against the pass and the run. So guys who can do more than one thing defensively usually leads you to a unit cohesively together that can do a lot of things and shut down the opposition.
3 shutouts, 7 points in the win over Pennsauken. Did give up 14 last week, but put 42 on the board in the win over Cherry Hill East, and the defense has been pretty good so far tonight. Right now, Trump is in punt formation, and he is going to kick it away on 4th and a yard. Tracy Brown will let this one bounce, and it's going to roll inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 7. Great job by Kevin Trump, the 5'10 senior punter, pinning Township deep.
But ordinarily, I think you go for it there on 4th down and 1. But when you look at the way the defense is played and the fact that Washington Township really hasn't gotten any closer than the 25-yard line, why not put him in, go in the halftime up 14-0? You got that kind of confidence in defense that already has 3 shutouts. Till the other team scores, you're going to make decisions like that all night, I suppose.
Well, we saw a moment ago, Township does have 2 timeouts remaining, but you are 93 yards away with 24 seconds left in the half.
I mean, you don't want to sit on the ball here, but you really can't afford to make a fumble or have an interception right here deep in your own zone, too. It's a tough call for Coach Tom Brown and staff.
4 receiver set here with trips to the right. They'll give it to D'Imperio. He gets cut down. Nice play made by Mitch Sparks, number 54, the 5'9 junior.
Well, it looks like all the Shawnee down linemen are trained. When D'Imperio comes down, you try to chop him down by the shoes and ankles. They're not going to bring him down with strength and with straight body tackles. Boy, they have tripped him up about 4 or 5 times already, Steve. It's a really excellent defensive job by Shawnee here in the first half.
That is the end of the first half here in Sewell, New Jersey. Shawnee 14, Washington Township nothing. Again, coming up in our halftime show. First half highlights, stats, and a closer look at Township's Ryan D'Imperio. All that when the CN8 Varsity Sports Zone continues in just a moment. Back in Sewell, New Jersey, halftime, Shawnee leading the Minutemen of Washington Township by a score of 14-0, getting a pair of scores in the first quarter. Steve Degler back with Jeremy Treatment, and Shawnee striking twice within about 5 minutes, and basically the defense has done the rest for the Renegades in this one.
Yeah, Shawnee's defense has been totally excellent. Washington Township, a couple of mistakes. They weren't looking on that onside kick. It hurt them, and they didn't have a defender out there on the wide receiver leading to that big touchdown for Bethesda, 70 yards. Those two mistakes, outside of that, we got a 0-0 game.
So Shawnee up by 2 touchdowns, looking for win number 18 in a row. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and midway through the first quarter, Brett Bethesda uncovered down the left sideline. Mike Ansbury finds him 70 yards for the score, and it was 7-0 Shawnee. Then a short kick on the ensuing kickoff, and Chelino knocks it free. Bryce Johnston with the recovery at the Township 45-yard line, and Shawnee was right back in business. A 10-play drive would ensue. The last 4 yards covered by Jake Luco, and 14-0 after one, and that is still our score here at halftime, and a dominant performance by the defense for Shawnee in that first half.
You see that big differential, over 100 yards, 154 Shawnee, Washington Township 47, time of possession's even, but that's because Shawnee also had the quick strikes. Washington Township, a couple of big mistakes not seen on your screen, also hurting them, but they got to get a run game established, and they got to get some passing yardage in the second half.
So 14-0 Shawnee with the lead here at halftime, and Ryan D'Imperio, the senior everything for Washington Township, has broad shoulders, and he's going to have to use them to help carry his team here in the second half. Recently, CN8 producer reporter Brian Morrow had a chance to stop by here in Sewell, New Jersey, and talk with D'Imperio and some of his teammates and members of the coaching staff to find out more about a guy who has some interesting choices coming up following his senior season.
The Washington Township Minutemen are always a Group 4 football powerhouse, and year after year, much of their success comes from the running game. Well, 2005 is no different. Meet 6'3", 230-pound Ryan D'Imperio, the brutal force behind this year's attack.
First of all, it's the line. Without the line, we wouldn't have nothing. But then I can catch the ball, I can run with the ball, and I have vision. That helps me out a lot.
Ryan's a big back, fast back. I guess changes defense's whole scheme on things, because you get to do so many things: catch the ball to the backfield, run off tackle, run inside, run outside. I mean, he's a big threat.
Ryan has already helped his team get to 3 straight state championship games, and now, as a senior, he's become more of a Mr. Everything for the Minutemen.
He's currently doing all our kicking duties right now. 3-year starter at linebacker, 3-year starter in the offensive backfield. That provides a lot of balance for all 3 areas of football, plus he's a great leader.
By scoring over 30 touchdowns his last 3 years, Ryan has drawn interest from Division I football schools like Penn State, Notre Dame, and Virginia Tech, but it doesn't stop there. His skills on the baseball diamond are equally as impressive, and in fact, it may give Ryan another option.
There's been a lot of teams, contact us about Ryan baseball-wise, Division I, professional especially, because you can't find a catcher with his size and speed. You look at a lot of the catchers in the major leagues right now, most of them are 5'10" and can't run. Ryan's 6'2", 225, 230, and can fly.
And here he is flying into the end zone for one of his 17 touchdowns last season. He will have to come up big here in the second half tonight as his Minutemen at Township trail Shawnee at the break. 14-0 Renegades. We're back with the start of the third quarter in just a moment. Broco Olympic League American Division battle. Shawnee leading Washington Township by a score of 14-0. Back at Washington Township High School in Sewell, New Jersey. Steve Degler along with Jeremy Treatment as we get set for the start of the second half. Shawnee a perfect 5-0 on the season, 3-0 in league play. The Minutemen of Washington Township 4-1 overall, 3-1 in league play. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by West German BMW and also in part by Clayton Block Concrete and Sand. Build your next project on the Clayton reputation. Clayton Block, a blueprint for success. We get set for the third quarter. Shawnee in the white jerseys. The visitors up by a 14-0 score. And Jeremy, I would guess that Tim Gushu, the coach of the Renegades, probably not changing a whole lot in his halftime talk. They played a very good first half.
They were solid, mistake-free football. That's what you need to win games like this. Unfortunately for Washington Township, they made the mistakes. I think you might see a little bit more passing as a surprise by Shawnee in the second half. They caught him by surprise on the big touchdown pass. It looked like there were some coverage openings, but they were running the ball so successfully that they didn't really have to change things up. If Washington Township lines up 9 in the box and takes some more chances, I think you'll see Shawnee go to the air.
Evan Franks will go back deep to receive the second half kickoff along with Kevin Trump, as Washington Township in the blue jerseys will move from left to right here in the third quarter. And Brian Terry, a 6'3 junior, will tee it up for the Minutemen, who need to come out and get a 3-and-out quickly. And great field position thus far for Shawnee in this one. Average starting position, the own 46 for the Renegades, while Township has begun its drives at its own 19-yard line on average.
And that's been a huge impact in this game. Field position, where you start those drives, is so important. It's been all Shawnee in that department.
High and short, free football, still loose, and Trump will dive on it at the 20-yard line and just does retain possession for Shawnee. Dan Hearn hustling down the field along with LeVar Archie could not come up with the football, and Trump able to keep possession for Shawnee to start this second half. Mike Ansberry on his way out, 70 of those 71 yards coming on the touchdown pass to Brett Bedessa with 6:32 to play in the first quarter for the first score of the game.
Couple of confusions in the secondary for Washington Township. One cost him a touchdown, the second almost cost him a second touchdown.
Did a pretty good job keeping Franks in check in that first half. 25 yards on 9 carries. Here is Hakeem Teresa coming off the right wing. Teresa will go for 6 yards to the 26-yard line. Dean Hamill in on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Renegades.
Good first down carry there. Teresa's had a really nice game. 5 carries, 33 yards, averaging over 8 per here in this ball game. He's doing a nice job. So tricky when you're trying to stop 3 or 4 different runners coming out of the wing T. The one thing Washington Township has in its favor, they practice against it every day because they run the same offense.
Teresa and Jake Luco, part of that running attack. Luco had a touchdown in the first half, a 4-yarder. And it is Ansberry keeping it. Not sure if that was a design play or if it was a broken play. It is a pickup of 3 nonetheless. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 29-yard line.
Steve, I believe it was a quarterback keeper by design. Ansberry with 3 fakes, even the fake shuttle pass to Evan Franks behind him, and then he kept it, ran up the middle of the field, got a couple of yards, and they're only a yard short for the first. Certainly more of a running situation for the quarterback than the one time he tried to run earlier on a broken play in the first half when he couldn't find a receiver, and he really took a lick on that play.
It is the 6th third down opportunity for Shawnee. The Renegades have converted 2 of the first 5, and Brandon Pleasant and the Township defense will try and make a stop here. It is Franks needing to get to the 30-yard line, and from the spot it appears he does have enough for the first down, barely.
But Washington Township's defensive line really tightening up here in the early part of the second half. Pretty nice defense. Derek Smith tripping him up. Good initial tackle by Terrell Mack, couldn't bring him down. But the way they're gang tackling, the way everybody's swarming to the football, that's what Washington Township needs to do. And their defense looks like they're ready to step up here in the second half.
He does get enough for the first down. 3 out of 6 now on 3rd down conversions for the Renegades. The ball just across their own 30-yard line, leading 14-0 just about 2 minutes into the third quarter. It is Teresa again coming off the right wing. D'Imperio stands him up at the 31-yard line. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. It's 2nd down for Shawnee.
So when you can get pursuit, you have a chance to stop a wing T offense with runners coming from all different directions. But when the offensive line is plowing you away, it is very hard to make tackles. And the Washington Township's doing a very nice job staying at home, fighting off the blocks, and making a tackle, getting short yardage again for Shawnee. They averaged over 6 yards a carry the first half, doing a much better job here in the second half. There you see Coach Gashu trying to get his running game going here to start the second half.
That offensive line for Shawnee has done an excellent job tonight.
Yeah, they really have.
2nd down and 9 here. It is the reverse. Mike Burns with the football, and Burns will get 4 to the 35-yard line. This will bring up a 3rd down and 5. Pretty good job again by the Township defense, and you must stay at home against the wing T. There are so many fakes and so much misdirection that if you start following the motion, you might miss the football.
How about a double handoff right here? There you see Franks giving the ball over to Mike Burns, number 26. It happened so fast that the defenders never even changed the way they were swarming to the ball to go after Franks, and so even though they switched directions, it didn't have any impact on the play at all.
Hamill and Dorr in on the tackle. 3rd down and 5. Backs are split behind Ansberry and make it 3rd down and 10. as movement along the Shawnee line of scrimmage will cost the Renegades 5. Referee Joe Mulhern with the illegal procedure call.
Well, I'll tell you what, Washington Township's got 9 people in the box right now. They're taking a gamble, only 2 in the secondary. And you asked me about that earlier, Steve. I think they may start to throw the football. There you see the right guard jumping there for Shawnee, 52, Ryan Worth.
Need to get just across the 40-yard line for the first down. They're at the 30. Ansbury will give it to Franks. Franks will get 8 of the yards out to the 38-yard line. Rezanito makes the stop. It'll be 4th down and 2.5, and it looks like the Renegades will punt it away.
Rezanito with a big tackle right there. He's only 5'8", 155 pounds, brings down the 6', 215-pound Franks right there. Pretty good blocking up front, even though 3rd and long, they didn't go to the pass that time. Good yardage up the middle. Franks trying to make the rest of it happen. Also in on the play right there, as you see, Washington Township's number 84, Brandon Pleasant, a two-way player, helped bring down the ball carrier. They forced the punt, and this is exactly what Washington Township needs. They have a chance to get some good field position for one of the few times tonight.
Trump into punt, 3 men to protect him. Tracy Brown is the deep man. Wobbly spiral, Brown a fair catch call, and he'll haul it in at the 25-yard line. 14-0 Shawnee in front. Head coach for the Renegades, Tim Gushu, talked about the importance of this game tonight with Township.
Well, without question, anytime you play Washington Township, especially this time of October, it has a lot of implications. The Olympic Conference, American Division implications, as well as the Group 4 playoffs. And if you want to keep, the upper hand and everything, you better make sure you come out on top tonight.
And so far, Shawnee is keeping the upper hand. They got the 2-touchdown lead, and they don't want to jeopardize that undefeated string or that winning streak, which is at 17 games right now.
Patrick Moffitt, play action on first down. D'Imperio stays in the block, looking deep for Tracy Brown, and just out of his reach as he had a step on 2 defenders at the 40-yard line. Brown showing that speed down the right sideline, and Moffitt just missed him. Moffitt 2 for 5 for 7 yards so far in this one tonight.
Steve, great pass protection. They had the pass blocking scheme in. They sent their long man deep, Tracy Brown. Take a look at how much time Moffitt has. He's got the drop back he wants. He's able to get his legs into this throw, gets his arm into it, and not being able to extend Tracy Brown, the ball just a little bit overthrown to the left side of the field.
He was behind Franks and Chusano, but they could not make the connection. 2nd down and 10 at the 25-yard line. They'll go back to D'Imperio. D'Imperio hit low again by Teresa, and that brings the big running back down after a pickup of 3 to the 28-yard line.
Good tackle by Hakeem Teresa as he holds his block on the left side. He doesn't need to really tackle Ryan D'Imperio. As you see, 12 for 47, close to 4 yards per carry. Pretty much keeping in check as well as D'Imperio is playing. Shawnee has to feel that they are containing the big man.
D'Imperio, all-South jersey a year ago, 17 touchdowns in the 2004 season. Again, an excellent catcher. Colleges and professional baseball scouts taking a look at D'Imperio, and they'll be out here in full force this spring. Moffitt again, play action, looking for Rezanito. Rezanito with Trump all over him, can't make the catch, but flags fly, and this will be a first down for Township.
This is the big play Washington Township's been looking for all night. Rezanito draws the flag right there deep in the secondary. It looked like number 12, Trump, was not facing him, face guarding him, and bumped into him at the last second. Boy, I'll tell you what, if you give Moffitt some time to throw, he's got a real nice ball, Steve. Take a look at the trajectory on this, the spiral he's got. Really looks like a nice ball right here down the field. And you see Trump face guarding him, bumping into him. Tough call, but it is a good call nonetheless.
Trump trying to go straight up, almost like a defender in basketball trying to draw a charge. But the ruling is there was contact before the ball arrived, and 15-yard penalty puts the ball at the Township 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Minutemen. With 6:44 to play in the third quarter, Township is down by 2 touchdowns. And they go to D'Imperio. Breaks 1 tackle, and then will be wrestled down by Jake Luco across the 45 at the 46-yard line.
Nice tackle there by Luco.
Luco 6'2", 225, making that stop.
He's probably been the guy who has surprised me the most. I knew all about the Shawnee team and how impressive these guys were, but Jake Luco seems to be a whole level better of a player than I anticipated. He's just been outstanding on both sides of the ball, hard-working fullback, and he's really making some nice tackles at the defensive end spot.
2nd down and 8 for the Minutemen, just across their own 45. Bakari, not seeing much of him, is on a wing right. Moffitt, short drop, throwing for Rezanito and too high. Right at midfield, it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Looks like one of the Washington Township coaches almost made the grab right there on the sideline, but certainly it was intended for Rezanito. They want to get him the ball. He's become one of the favorite targets of quarterback Pat Moffitt. They've had a nice comfort zone going, but Rezanito hasn't been able to haul one in, although he did just induce that penalty. 3rd down and long for Township right here. They're going to have to go right back to that pass game.
3rd down, 8 yards to go.
So now 3rd down and 8. Receiver each way.
Man-to-man coverage for Shawnee in the secondary.
Moffitt keeps D'Imperio in to protect, throwing, and it's deflected. Underneath, it was Cholino, number 44, getting a hand in that ball. There is Nick Bakari, and talked about him in the open, averaging 8 yards a carry on the season. He has not rushed the football since the first quarter. And they were looking in his direction there, but incomplete, and it's 4th down and 8. Township will have to punt.
Yeah, they may need to go back to him and change some things up. D'Imperio has one style, but Bakari certainly has another style. He's very, very fleet, very fast, can get into some holes, can get to the outside. May need to go to him when they get their next offensive opportunity.
D'Imperio to punt. That is Trump, one of the deep men, along with Franks. High, wobbly kick. Fair catch called for by Trump, and he makes a tough grab at the 23-yard line. And Township has not crossed the 50-yard line since the opening drive of the game. 5:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 Shawnee, and here is a look at the American Division. These two very much in contention for the top spot, but don't discount Pennsauken and even Cherokee, which still has to play Shawnee this season.
Yeah, Cherokee gets Shawnee next. Cherokee started 0-2. They're now 4-2. Washington Township preseason favorite, but just the one loss. Pensauken's been terrific, has a win over Washington Township, lost to Shawnee. Shawnee, of course, has been perfect, but top to bottom, this is a very good league in the American Division.
Ansbury keeps it on 1st down. Terrell Mack will greet him at the 25, a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Pensauken, a bit of a surprise to some people, beating this Township team 26-6 in week 3. Pensauken lost to Shawnee 19-7. That game was 19-0 at halftime. And Tim Gushu told me the secondary of Pensauken so good, so athletic, that they did not want to risk any mistakes in the second half and did not throw the football once after halftime and won it 19-7. So Pensauken is still very much in contention. Here's Franks trying to bounce this one to the outside. Good string out by Gerald Brown, keeping that play alive until help arrived, and Franks making all the moves and getting nowhere.
Yeah, that's a good description of it. Gerald Brown did string it out and made the help have to come. Watch as he is able to prolong this play. He's holding him. Hey guys, help me. And now Mack comes in to help. Others come in to help. It's a nice play. Rezanito in on the tackle. Good play by Washington Township. That's called a team tackle.
Other than a 5-minute span in that first period, this has been pretty much a stalemate. But in those 5 minutes, Shawnee scored a pair of touchdowns. 3rd down and 8 for the Renegades. They'll keep it on the ground with Franks. Dean Hamill, the first one there. And then Pleasant puts him away. And it'll be 4th down and 7. Good read that time by Hamill, and then Pleasant and Ranger completing the tackle.
Yeah, it was the inside counter. Hamill stays at home. You see, he never went for the fake, and he was the one who really brought him down. He's not very big, but he gets his face in a lot of plays, gets his hands on a lot of balls. He's just a terrific player for Washington Township. You talked about it being kind of a stalemate after that 5-minute portion in which the 2 touchdowns came. That's also by design. Shawnee plays this way, as you mentioned, against Pensauken, didn't take any risks. When you got a defense like they have, they're going to be very conservative with the lead.
Trump to punt. Township looking for a big play from Tracy Brown. Good kick. Brown, late fair catch, and he hauls it in at his own 38-yard line. We'll take a break. Just over 3.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Still Shawnee 14, Washington Township nothing. And 37 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter in Sewell, New Jersey. Township down 14-0. 1st and 10 at its own 38-yard line. Intercepted. Moffitt is picked off right at midfield. Intercepted by Mike Burns. And Burns making moves, still on his feet inside the 5. Touchdown. Burns goes 51 yards with an interception, and it's 20-0 Shawnee.
What a play by Burns, and the run after it is sensational, but Washington Township, what happened to the offensive line running back and making the tackle? Burns should have been tackled at the 20, 25-yard line, but he's an offensive player too. We've called his name a lot out of that wing T, carrying the ball, and you saw his ability to run it in. And again, Shawnee forcing a team down 14-0 to throw, not their strength, get the interception, the mistake made by Washington Township. Shawnee playing mistake-free football, causing the other teams to make mistakes, and that's why they're so good.
Well, the lacrosse player making a pretty good football play right there. Trump with the extra point attempt. And he makes it 21-0 Shawnee with 3:22 to play in the third quarter. Moffitt throwing interception number 6 on the season over the middle, and underneath the play was Burns right near midfield, and he goes the other way for 6.
Burns is a linebacker. He's staying home. He's staying on his zone, and he's right there on the left side of the field. He pops right there in front of the intended receiver, Nick Bakari, and now watch as he's going to get some good blocking in front of him. It's one thing to make the interception. It's another thing to know what to do with it after he makes the interception. He gets by a couple linemen here, breaks a tackle, makes a cut. Ryan D'Imperio not able to bring him down right there. Bakari trying to chase him down. And lo and behold, surprise, Mike Burns makes it all the way back for the touchdown. 51 yards. Huge play. Huge play.
This Shawnee defense, which has pitched 3 shutouts already, working on number 4 tonight, now chips in with 7 points as Burns takes that interception 51 yards to make it 21-0.
And you talked about they're not going to throw with the lead. I doubt you'll see them throw the rest of the way unless Washington Township pulls within a touchdown.
Burns getting some congratulations for number 10, Brad Woodend, who's on crutches. He's got a leg injury and not in the starting lineup, not in uniform tonight. There's Tracy Brown back deep. He is going to try and make a play here to get Township back in this one.
Washington Township has a lot of playmakers. Remember, this is a team that came in number 1 preseason South Jersey. They're a very fine football team. They've got a lot of weapons, a lot of ways to get back in the game. They can't get over anxious and try to get it back all in 1 second.
Brown from his own 15-yard line, up the middle, across the 35, out near the 38-yard line. A 23-yard return. 1st and 10 for Township, which has committed the only 2 turnovers in this game. That last one very costly as it immediately turns into 7 points.
Yeah, the 2 turnovers have been costly, directly leading to 2 touchdowns. And their only other mistake, they failed to cover a wide receiver on one play, and Brett Badassa made a big, surprising 70-yard touchdown, setting up 3 touchdowns.
Right now, Township trying to get the right personnel on the field, and they might have too many out there. They're running guys on and off the field. D'Imperio gets the handoff. No flag on the play.
It's funny, we could hear the Washington Township coaches from the roof above us yelling in. It looked like they were telling their coaches on the sideline, get a player in, and we were 1 short. We thought they already had the players in and somebody came in late.
Yeah, they do have 11 out there.
Washington Township cannot panic right here. There you see Tom Brown, head coach, the Minutemen, legendary coach with over 200 wins between his time at Paulsboro and Washington Township.
Gain of 4 for D'Imperio, 2nd down and 6. They give it to Bakari. Bakari very close to the 1st down. Got pushed backward. Check on his forward progress as he gets his first carry since the 1st quarter. He appears to be just a little shy.
Tell you what, Steve, we did the Cherokee game right here on CN8 earlier in the year, and in the second half, Washington Township went to the shotgun package, and they got a couple touchdowns. They're going to the shotgun right here, and sometimes they run their offense a lot better out of the shotgun. They give the quarterback more time. Bakari gets a chance to get in the game, and maybe this will give them some life right here.
Now, they ran the offense a whole lot better in that game against Cherokee, a 24-16 win here on CN8. Moffitt came out of the huddle, made sure he had the play here, and he's taking a lot of time on a 3rd down and 1. Last thing you want here is a delay call, make it 3rd and 6.
Got to make sure you get the 1st down, though.
They go out of the eye this time. Moffitt keeps it. Again, gets pushed backwards, but from the spot, he does have enough for the 1st down. They may have to measure, but he does get enough to move the chains. And they won't measure. Joe Mulhern will move the chains himself.
A little surprising they go to the quarterback, who's not that big and strong, but the line helps him out there at the last second. There you see 44, D'Imperio giving him the push that got him through. Earlier in the game on a 3rd and short, they went to D'Imperio, and he ran to the outside and did not get it. instead of going up the middle where probably you would feel he'd had a better chance to get it.
Slot left. They give it to Bakari, sweeping left side, has the corner. Franks will bring him down, close to another first down, and they get across midfield for the first time since the opening quarter as Nick Bakari breaks free around the left end.
That's great to see. Nick Bakari is such a dangerous player for Washington Township's had such a great year. 54 carries, 412 yards, 6 touchdowns coming in. Sweep left right here, gets some good blocking. Even Richard A. Santos steps in with a block, and there he has to be run down by Franks. 6'2", 215-pounder running as hard as he can just to drag him out of bounds.
Pickup of 12 on the play. Bakari now 5 carries in this one for 25 yards. 1st and 10 at the Shawnee 41-yard line. Fake to D'Imperio. Moffitt keeps it around the left side. Still on his feet as he bounces it inside the 35. Run out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A gain of 8.
Perfect play by Patrick Moffitt as he gets the fake to D'Imperio and he has the left sideline. Watch the fake. The defense buys it. You see the whole defensive line buys it. He gets great blocking up front. Looked like DeMarco blocking up front there. Got a good one. And then watch as he tries to get out of bounds. Stop the clock. Very alert.
Save as much time as you can with 1:06 to play in the third quarter. You're down by 21. Moffitt to work out of the shotgun. Gives it to Bakari, and nothing doing inside this time. Mike Burns hit him high. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Well, Township with Tom Cotton, Ranger, Healy and company, an experienced line up front. They're trying to run up the middle. They haven't had that much success, Steve, running up against the middle against this Shawnee team who's very strong in that front 4.
Rushing numbers evening a bit. Shawnee has the 21-point lead. Township 3rd and a long 3. Moffitt on the option, tosses quickly to D'Imperio. D'Imperio bounces off of Sparks and will have enough for the first down inside the 30-yard line.
Tenacity, perseverance right there for D'Imperio. He was not going to be denied short of that first down. Gets across the 30, and Washington Township is moving. This is a very impressive drive. Moffitt got that pitch off just in time as he was about to be brought down. And D'Imperio, he really makes a nice play right here, running hard. Shawnee kind of a poor tackle that time by number 54, Mitch Sparks, who kind of bounced off him like a pinball.
Eric Stilley was the one who hit the quarterback Moffitt just as he pitched the football.
Browns isolated 1-on-1 on the left side. Let's see if they go that way.
They get the play off. They are going down the left sideline for Brown. Brown gets tangled up with Chisano. No flag on the play. Incidental contact, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter in Sewell, New Jersey. Shawnee adds a touchdown. Renegades 21, Township nothing as we head to the fourth. Back in Sewell, New Jersey, start of the fourth quarter. Shawnee is leading Washington Township by a score of 21-0 after 3 periods of play. Clayton Block recognizes today's Scholar Athletes of the game. Building will take it close to the 25-yard line, looking at a 3rd down and 7 for the Minutemen. This will be the 10th play of the drive coming up, and very similar to the opening possession of the game when Township came up empty.
Yeah, I think they were a little surprised that the game never really came back to them after they failed on 3rd and 2 at their own 25. They lost 3 yards, 4th and 5. They decided to punt and pin Shawnee in. It just didn't work. Shawnee marched down the field, got a touchdown, an onside kick, got another touchdown, and it was 14-0, and the whole game changed when they weren't able to convert that 3rd and 2. No matter what, I think you'll see Washington Township go for it on 4th down here. This is definitely 4-down territory.
3rd down, a long 6 for the Minutemen. Moffitt, a little roll to his left. Burns coming from the weak side. Moffitt down the sideline. Resinito wide open for the touchdown. 26 yards, and Township is on the board.
Wow, how about that? A great play. Resinito found himself in the back of the end zone. A couple of Shawnee players got a little confused that time. It was Kevin Trump and I think Luco or Chisano who just got confused there who the coverage was. Danny Byrne also back there. And it's a big touchdown regardless for the Minutemen. They're back on the board, and there's a lot of time left, Steve, as Resinito's got the touchdown, and it's now 21-6.
For Mike Resinito, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Moffitt throwing his 5th score of the year. D'Imperio in for the extra point. He has kicked 12 this year. Matt Schleicher is the holder. Penalty flag on the play, and it looked like Shawnee started early. The play does not count, so if it is against the defense, they'll still have to re-kick it. It appears to be a dead ball foul. Our referee, Joe Mulhern, will sort things out.
Would they consider going for 2 points if this thing gets moved inside the one?
It's going to be half the distance to the goal, and do you take the extra yards and go for 2, or do you still kick the extra point?
I think you take that point.
I think Matt Schleicher is saying to Joe Mulhern, hey, the kick was good, but it was a dead ball foul, so it doesn't matter. That's the indication. Dead ball foul when he puts the hand up, so the play does not count.
So I think if it's later in the game, if it's 21-13 or 21-12, then you consider. But I think right now you just need to make this thing 21-7.
So D'Imperio will try it again. And this one is good as well. 11 minutes and 10 seconds to play fourth quarter. And Township trailing it now 21-7 after the 26-yard hookup. Moffitt to Resinito.
Watch on your picture, on your right side of your picture, Burns coming on. The quarterback has the presence of mind, Moffitt, to step up. He throws off the right foot, and he finds in the left side of the end zone his favorite wide receiver, Mike Resinito, 5'8", 155-pound senior. He's got the 6 points. They add the extra point. They're back in business here. Still a lot of time here, Steve.
Resinito has been a big play guy all season, just his 4th catch of the year, but averaging about 30 yards per reception, and 3 of the 4 catches have ended in the end zone.
How about that? Tell you what, you got to give Patrick Moffitt a lot of credit because things weren't looking very good at 14-0. You throw a big interception, Burns returns it. You can't lose your confidence there. You got to be a leader. You got to say, hey, we're down 21-0. We can get back in this thing, and you can't give up on your passing. There you see the scoring drive, 10 plays, 62 yards, ending in the touchdown pass to Resinito.
Let's see if Brian Terry kicks it away here. A lot of time to play, 11 minutes. There's Kevin Trump, one of the deep men, along with Franks. And Terry will kick it away. And it's going to be taken by one of the up men, Bryce Johnston. And Johnston across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Clayton Block recognizes today's scholar athletes of the game, building their strong foundations through education.
And there you see him, Washington Township. Congratulations, number 52, Tom Cotton, 4.0 GPA, outstanding. His class rank is 14 and a huge class of 850, a member of the National Honor Society and the Executive Board. For Shawnee, Jake Luco, 3.75 GPA. His class rank is 68, a member of the National Honor Society. Both these guys having a big impact on and off the field tonight. Congratulations to both.
Build your next project on the Clayton reputation. Clayton Block, a blueprint for success. Franks fakes the halfback option pass. He'll keep it, and he'll get across the 40-yard line, diving to the 43, gain of about 9 on the play.
Boy, big collision there with Mike Resinito. Had to chop him down as he came in on the angle, and Franks has a lot of size and strength on Resinito, but he got in there and made the tackle.
Second down and a yard for Shawnee, which will try and keep the football for a little while now.
They sure will. They're going to try to take a lot of time off this clock, off this drive. In Washington Township, if they allow one first down here, that's the last one they'd like to give.
And it is snapped to Franks. Franks close to the first down. And it looks like he does have enough for it. Franks in there, not Mike Ansberry.
Well, they're going for the ball control, just try to run out the clock type of offense right here. And in the process, if they can march down the field and get another score, they'd like to do that too.
Been some hard hitting out there here in the start of the fourth quarter, last 2 plays.
There you see Franks running. You're going to see number 1 come into your picture, Mike Resinito, chop him down by the legs, giving up about 40 pounds right there. And here's Franks running here. Terrell Mack hits him. And also it looked like Archer got in there and made a big hit.
Everything moved but the football. And again, it's Franks calling the signal. So really, I guess on that first play of the drive, you can't really call it a fake halfback option if he's the guy taking the snap. And this time, there is no snap, and it costs them 5 yards. It's first down and 15 at the 39.
Yeah, a fake snap, a fake play that time, and it results in a 5-yard penalty. You go without the quarterback the first time. But if it's going to be an everyday thing, then we better start recognizing that we got a new man back there. Kind of surprising to see Franks there. Certainly hope Ansberry didn't get hurt.
He's standing right next to his head coach, Tim Gushu, on the far sideline. Franks again just simply running and finds the wrong man. Ryan D'Imperio will wrap him up at the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 15. And I believe Ansbury is going to come back into the game after that big hit by the senior linebacker.
Well, also because of the yardage situation now. When it's 2nd down and 5 or 6, they could keep running these plays, giving Ansbury a little blow. But there's Steve Franks, and D'Imperio says, I've had enough of this. There's still 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this ball game. We're going to get the ball back. You're going to run quarterback option on us every play.
Ansbury is back under center. Franks is in motion. On 2nd and 15, Hakeem Teresa gets the carry, loses the football on the hit by Archie, and Nick Dorr has it. Township gets its first turnover and will take over at its own 48-yard line. Archie with the hit, Dorr with the recovery.
Well, we talked about the fact Shawnee had been playing perfect football, mistake-free football. They lose someone in the end zone on pass coverage, and now the fumble here, coming up here on Shawnee, number 5, Hakeem Teresa. There you see it gets knocked loose. And then Durr's going to fall on the football. Great hit that time for Washington Township, number 30, LeVar Archie. Ball comes loose, and Durr jumps on it. 5'9", 180-pound junior, and they are excited. And Washington Township, there's plenty of time for them to get back in this contest right now. They're only down 2 scores.
Will they go for the big play after Durr's fumble recovery here at the Township 48-yard line with just over 9 minutes left? First turnover against Shawnee tonight.
I think they'll go to D'Imperio on the first carry here. Just try to keep running and running and running.
And it is D'Imperio bouncing off the right side into Shawnee territory. He'll be marked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. One of the things you have to watch for with D'Imperio, as bruising as he is running the football to the backfield, is we've seen it. They can use him as a receiver on a screen pass, and that can be even more effective when he gets going in the right direction and squares those shoulders.
And they have that play in their portfolio, as we've seen it, even out of the shotgun package. We've seen the quarterback hold the ball, and then dump it off to D'Imperio on a pass.
Fake to Bakari, Moffitt rolling, under pressure, throwing for D'Imperio, but that play breaking down quickly. Cellino underneath with the coverage as Moffitt was under heavy pressure. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Well, that's a big fortunate play here for the Minutemen not to lose this football, lose the yardage right here. Quarterback was able to get it off. He was looking for D'Imperio on the screen, didn't have him first. D'Imperio decided to go on an out pattern, try to help out his quarterback, but he couldn't reach him.
It's actually a good throw. For an incompletion, it's a good throw.
That's
One, he doesn't get the
about.
sack.
No penalty.
Right, no penalty for intentional grounding and no interception. He just simply threw that ball in the vicinity of D'Imperio, who was well covered.
And it doesn't hurt their momentum. I mean, you've got 2nd down and 3 in Shawnee's territory. This is a great opportunity for Township.
A fake to D'Imperio. Moffitt keeps it, run out of bounds by Stilley, but he has enough for the first down, picking up 4 to the 41-yard line.
Tell you what, everything has changed since they went to the shotgun package. Washington Township's offense moving so much more fluidly, and Moffitt becomes more effective as both a passer and a runner. Take a look at the block as he goes the opposite direction. Good blocking up front. A real nice one was sprung that time by 79, Ethan Thiss.
Tom Brown trying to work some magic here in the 4th quarter for another victory, and he had John Price and Tisch pulling that time, and both with good blocks along the right side for Moffitt. D'Imperio in trouble right away and goes down in the backfield. Well, that was just read very well by the left side of the Shawnee line. Ryan Worth, number 52, in there. That'll be 2nd down and long.
Sparks also in there. Great play by the defense of Shawnee. You know, sometimes the offensive line blocks so well that when D'Imperio is running the football, as you take a look at the replay, that the players are already on the ground. And when they're on the ground, they seem to be able to tackle D'Imperio better.
And Luco around the football once again.
Yeah, Luco's had a heck of a football game.
4 receiver set, trips to the left. Moffitt will throw the screen to Brown. Brown has to make some moves, and he will not get anywhere. In fact, he is going to lose 4 yards back to the 45-yard line. Burns, Teresa, Luco, Chisano, and Cellino all in on the hit. It is going to be 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, that play's been tough for them. Even the one play, they got 8 yards on Brown because they throw the ball initially behind the line of scrimmage, and you need to block. Somebody has to block the cornerback that's covering Brown, and he's not covered that time. And it's just set everything back in motion. Brown tried to make something out of nothing and ended up costing his team a few yards. Give him credit for trying, though.
Well, they are certainly in 4-down territory. 7.5 minutes to play, down by 14 points. Moffitt on the roll. Stops, fires for Brown, incomplete. Brown was open. It would not have been enough for the first down, but they would have picked up significant yardage on the play. It's 4th and 14. College soccer fans, join us for a MAC showdown when the Fairfield Stags travel to Maryland to take on the Loyola Greyhounds. Both teams are red hot right now, so join us tomorrow at noon to see which team continues its winning ways. That is college soccer tomorrow, 12 noon, right here on CN8.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Washington Township. Brown was open, went right through his hands. It was a high ball. It was a very tough catch. They're going to have to make a completion here to keep the drive going. 4th down and long, about 15.
And a timeout will be taken here on defense by Shawnee with 7:22 to play in the fourth quarter. Leading 21-7 are the Renegades. We'll step aside and come back with more from Sewell, New Jersey right after this. 4th down and 14. Shawnee fans hoping the defense can stop Washington Township here. Moffitt, good protection, throwing for Rezanito, and it is knocked away by Bedessa, and a flag comes in from behind the play. Bedessa, who caught a touchdown pass earlier, appeared to make a clean play, but it is going to be first down for Township on the penalty.
And I think it was a good call. Rezanito got hit, but the contact happened before the ball came. And it's a big break for Washington Township because I don't know that he would have been able to make this catch. But watch as Bedessa on the coverage. I believe he does hit him before this ball comes. Take a look. You're going to get a real close-in angle here. Yeah, there's the contact. A split second before the ball came. It was close, but I think it's a good call by the official.
What about going for the ball? He's got every right to catch this ball. That's very close. Pretty good play with the right arm. There was some contact from behind just before the ball arrived. 1st and 10 after that 15-yard walk-off. The Imperio loses a half yard on first down.
Tell you what, Steve, when you look at it on that second angle, it looked a little different, like it was a little more questionable. But from the live eye and from seeing it on the first replay, I definitely thought it was a penalty.
There was contact, there's no question. Shawnee people will say, well, he's going to knock away the football, which he has every right to do. Township people say, great call.
You still can't hit the receiver until the ball gets there, though. That's the rule.
2nd down and 10. Play action with Moffitt. Again, plenty of time to throw for Brown. More contact. And this time there's no flag as he and Chusano got tangled up. So, Jeremy Treatman, I ask you, what is the difference?
The difference is that the referees are deciding to use the subjective part of the rule, which is that they didn't think that ball was going to be caught, period. But I have no comeback for that.
I don't see any taps on your shoes, but you're doing some tap dancing over there, partner.
Well, did you think that was a penalty?
The first one was, that one was.
Well, then throw the yellow flag.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the ball was 5 feet over the receiver. I think there does need to be some subjective, but that was more incidental. See, there's a difference between incidental when you knock in the guy, when you definitely had a chance not to knock into him. I'm dancing again.
3rd down conversions. Township needs one here. 33% thus far. Blitz coming. Moffitt escapes the first wave. Still looking, still running, and throwing short for Brown. It'll be 4th down and 10. Well, they picked up the blitz. Luco coming right up the middle. Moffitt buying some time. Could not get an open receiver, however.
Good coverage by the defenders downfield, too, though. There was no open receiver. Nothing Moffitt could really do. I mean, he did have time, and he bought time. They picked up the blitz. He's looking, still has some time. But now there's just too many guys in his face, and there's only one part of the field he could throw to, and you can see there's nobody really in that direction except for Tracy Brown, but he was too far down the field to try to come back and help him out.
Nice to have a guy like the Imperio to stay in and pick up the blitz. There's Brown.
But you may need him to catch the ball. That's the problem.
9th play of this drive. 4th down and 10. They pick up the blitz again. Moffitt throwing down the sideline for Rezanito. Comes back to the ball, and it is ruled a reception at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
25 yards and a first down.
Wow, this Moffitt, he's got a lot of moxie. I mean, he's been down and out several times, and he finds a way to find his receiver down there. I thought that ball was sailing out of bounds. Somehow Rezanito is able to catch it. Take a look at Moffitt rolling out to his right. How about the guts of this Washington Township team? He throws the ball, but now watch Rezanito come back to the ball. Footwork, keeps it in. The official's right there, says he makes the catch.
And we got first down and goal.
That's a great adjustment by Mike Rezanito. Another big play. 2 catches in this one for 51 yards as he keeps that foot in bounds. It's first and goal at the 5. I like the way he shows the official. Yep, I got it. D'Imperio hit by Luco originally, and then Ryan Worth comes in to help finish the job. Loss on the play. It'll be second down and goal with just over 6 minutes left.
Too long developing. Usually it's that quick hitter out of the wing tee, and the fullback already has the burst, and he's through the line, gets that initial 1-2 yards, taking too much time with the handoff right there, and Worth and company were there.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second and goal at the 8. Here is the option to D'Imperio. Football is free, and Shawnee says it has the football. And the Renegades do as Andrew Cellino, number 44, comes up with the ball, and they go to the option, misfiring on the pitch, and it's the 3rd Township turnover.
Oh, what a break for Shawnee. Washington Township was driving. They had all the momentum. This was looking like this could turn out to be one of those classic Washington Township Shawnee games, and here's the fumble. D'Imperio can't hold on to the football. Cellino, number 44, he caused a fumble earlier on an onside kick. He picks this one up. He's had his hands in on 2 huge plays that have had major impact in this game tonight.
First and 10 for Shawnee at its own 8-yard line. The give is to Evan Franks, and Luco, 31, skips his way to the 15-yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play. It's second down and 3.
Again, they had first and goal from the 5-yard line instead of that quick hitter D'Imperio up the middle of the field that maybe could have got a yard or 2. The play, for some reason, was slow developing. They lose 3, and it just kind of breaks the momentum. They go to the trick play, going to the shotgun pass, and as you see Luco's numbers right there, 6 for 27 with the touchdown. And unfortunately for Washington Township, heartbreaking fashion, D'Imperio loses the football as they were closing in on another score.
Right now, Shawnee will just try and play some keep away. Luco again, Dean Hamill, the linebacker, has him along with Nick Dorr. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 at the 15-yard line. But the clock ticks under 5 minutes to play. Shawnee will not be in a hurry here.
You see Tim Gashew's got to be happy they got the football back. Washington Township in the second half, renewed life. Really started to gain some confidence in offense, and what a job the quarterback, Pat Moffitt, was doing on that drive, completing passes.
This is Franks. Franks has the first down. Flag on the play. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And this call will determine whether it stays a first down.
Well, Washington Township, they can get this football back. There's still a lot of time.
Tim Gushew does not look very happy.
Well, because they had total control of the football game, and you can feel that the momentum has slipped away to Washington Township in the last 10 minutes or so. And he wants his team to carry out the performance they had for the first 2.5 quarters of this contest. Washington Township, to their credit, hasn't let them do it.
It is a holding call against Shawnee. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, that's the other reason he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy about the call.
This will take it back to the 13-yard line, and it makes it 3rd down and 5 now. They had the first down and get sent back by the penalty.
I'll tell you what, Washington Township gets this football back. This game's still not over. There's over 4 minutes to go. Township's got their timeouts left.
Keep it on the ground with Franks. Franks will not get the first down. Let's see if Washington Township uses a timeout here as we go under 4 minutes to play.
I think they'll probably save them. They're going to get the football back here in good field position. Boy, that was great defense as there was the whole middle of the line stayed at home, fought off the blocks, brought down the ball carrier, Franks. You know, Shawnee went with the conservative game plan, and why not? When you don't give up hardly any points, they're giving up 4.2 points a game over the span of 17 games. They're not worried about their defense yielding points, but now that one touchdown's been scored, certainly they've been alerted to the fact that Township's serious about this comeback.
Trump puts it away from Tracy Brown. This one will be downed inside Shawnee territory, right inside midfield. Earlier tonight, we talked to Tim Gushu, the head coach for Shawnee, and we asked him about his relationship with his opposing coach tonight, Washington Township's Tom Brown.
Tom, to me, is a legend, as you said, in South Jersey football, and I know this. We've learned a lot from him. The first time we played was '95 at Giant Stadium. He beat us 19-6, and we've modeled a lot of our program after what the blueprint that Tom Brown has laid here at Washington Township, and it's a blueprint for success, and they're successful every year. I mean, case in point, their 19 NJSAA playoff appearances speak for itself.
He's done a pretty good job at Shawnee as well. He's also the lacrosse coach, by the way. 52-3 in the last 3 years, starting the program. And they've been to the state semifinals 3 years in a row. He coached track for 20 years. And he told me that one of the first football players he coached at Shawnee was a guy we dealt with last week in our game of the week. It was right. Downingtown East head coach Mike Natta.
That's right.
It was one of his players.
Yep.
His first go-around as a head coach at Shawnee, his alma mater.
Really had a lot of success at Shawnee, 141, 71, and 6. But that record's been even stronger in the last 8-9 years or so.
And could not say enough when we talked earlier this week about Tom Brown and what he has done here. And said we've borrowed, to use a term, we borrowed a lot of the things he does, especially with the wing T, and incorporated that into our game plan. He really admires the way Tom Brown puts his offensive game plans together.
And the character of the teams Tom Brown's always had. He talked about that as well, and he wanted that for his own program. And both these programs, they've been very strong Group 4 big school programs, but they've all had great kids and student athletes and make their schools very proud, and both those guys have done that.
They've changed the clock now, putting it at 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Township has the ball, but down by 2 scores. Moffitt out of the shotgun, throwing for Brown. Brown working on Franks, cannot make the catch at the 24-yard line. It's 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Brown has been close a few times now on a big home run hitting play down the sideline. Wasn't able to come up with that one. Franks just getting in the way a little bit. Kind of the prevent defense that Shawnee's had out there for the last 10 minutes or so. Shotgun package, you see people staying in the block. Moffitt showing off that arm, 1-on-1. Frank jumps, just distracts him just enough to prevent the pass from being completed.
Moffitt now 5 out of 17 tonight. 1 touchdown and 1 interception, 54 yards. There's Franks working in that secondary.
Again, there's a problem with the clock as it's not running.
Moffitt throws to Bakari underneath. Bakari will get out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Flag on the play. A little bit of a pick play inside there. Let's check on the penalty. It is close to a 1st down. I will not be surprised if this is offensive pass interference. Flag came from the far side of the field.
Were there 2 penalties on the play or just 1?
Lost it down after the offensive pass interference.
Boy, that's a killer right there for Washington Township. Looked like a nice play. They found the underbelly pattern right there as coming through was Pachari, but an illegal pick was called.
Be the 2nd penalty on Township. Shawnee has had 7 flags walked off.
Yeah, Township has had a lot of penalties here in the second half, and it's made a big impact.
This will go all the way back to the 36-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty and loss of down. So it's 3rd and 25 instead of what could have been a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line the other way.
Well, we'll see if we have a 3rd down and 25 play in the Minutemen repertoire. We'll see.
What happened is Bakari going out to the left flat. There was a receiver going inside to the right who took out a defender, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Yeah, I think it was Tracy Brown, the way he was reacting.
Shari Santos getting set to the right in a trips formation that way.
Here comes the rush. It looks like they may be blitzing.
Moffitt drifting, throwing for Rezanito at the 45-yard line. He hauls in the catch. It's a gain of 9 on the play. They still need a bunch of yards here on 4th down. 4th and 16.
I'm not sure again why the clock had stopped. Now they've started up again. Now this is a short pattern, a quick out for Residino. You get 9 of the 25 yards back. But I'll tell you what, this is exactly what Shawnee wanted. Yeah, we'll give you 8 or 9 of those yards back, but we took a minute off the clock on this play, and now you got 4th down and 16. It's okay with us.
Well, the bad news is it's 4th and 16. The good news is Township is 2 for 2 on 4th downs.
Well, that's true. They've made a couple big plays, including a penalty.
Moffitt rolling. Chelino giving pressure. Downfield, and it is caught, a twisting catch by Bakari. They are now 3 for 3 on 4th downs as he takes it to the 15-yard line.
I got an idea. Right now, you just throw the ball, spike it 3 times, and go 4th down. Because 4th down, they are just huge on 4th down. What a throw, and another great adjustment. Look at this adjustment right here by Bakari. When you throw the ball long to a receiver, the receiver's got the better chance of coming back to the football. The ball's underthrown just a drop. But the defender right there, Mike Burns, never sees the football. And how about the adjustment by Bakari? And Steve, how about that adjustment we saw from Resinito earlier in the game? 2 great adjustments have kept this game alive.
39 yards on the play. Moffitt over 100 yards throwing the football and just 7 completions. But down to 2:23 to play. They're at the 16-yard line. D'Imperio, gaping hole, left side, barrels his way to the 5. They'll stop the clock to move the down marker and make it 1st and goal after a gain of 11.
Steve, how big is that fumble by D'Imperio now? I mean, maybe they're going for a game-tying score right now, and there's still 2:18 to go, so if they're able to get a score here, this is where they fumbled before. They've got to cash in right here.
3 timeouts remaining, and now they're going quickly. Shawnee can't get personnel off the field, and the Renegades are forced to call their 2nd timeout. And both on defense, 2:13 to play, 1st and goal at the 5. Tom Brown honored before the game, the Washington Township head coach, and we talked with his defensive coordinator, Mark Wechter, before the contest tonight and asked him what Tom Brown has meant to him personally and to the Township program.
I played here for him in 1989, so I think I have a pretty good feel on what he's done for the program. It's not the wins and losses, it's the behind-the-scenes stuff for the kids. He's changed my life. He's made me what I am today. The program's built me into what I am today, and he's done that for a lot of kids, whether they're coaches or teachers. He's had the ability to teach the kids how to work hard and work for a goal, and that sometimes you don't always achieve it, but you got to keep working and persevere, and that's what I think he's done for this program. The wins will take care of itself. It's the players that are important. He really takes care of the players.
Well, they have persevered tonight, led by Tom Brown. Over 200 wins in his career. They were down 21-0. Only 2:13 left, but they are battling to the end and trying to make it a 1-possession game. D'Imperio off the right side this time. Diving will be shy. A yard to go. It's 2nd and goal, and Township will have to go in a hurry here. A little surprised they didn't have 2 plays called out of the timeout to go right to the line of scrimmage and get this next play off. And now they're forced to call a timeout.
You make a good point there, Steve. Probably didn't want to use the timeout right here if you could get right in the no huddle and get a play off. But again, there's still time. Even though you've used a timeout here, there's still time. The key's going to be how you're going to get the ball back after the score.
Absolutely.
I mean first you got to get the score. But let's say Township can get this one in. They got the 2 timeouts left. Are they going to get the ball on the onside kick? Are they going to chance it that they can get the ball kicked deep with 2 timeouts? Or I imagine they'll go for an onside kick if they score, but they got to figure out a way to get in the end zone too. Just because they're moving here and they're on the 1-yard line doesn't mean Shawnee's going to allow them to get the 6 points.
I mean, logic says just give the ball to big number 44 again, and he should be able to pick up a yard. And we'll see if they can come up with the touchdown here to close within a touchdown. Great facility they have here. And this is what it looked like a year ago. Good old natural grass and turf. And then what has become the trend with so many high school facilities around the country, this year they're playing on an all-weather synthetic surface. And it is just gorgeous here at Washington Township High School in Sewell, New Jersey. And we had some rain on and off today. You would not know it with the field conditions right now. Here is 2nd and goal at the 1. Bakari and D'Imperio in the backfield. It is D'Imperio, and he can't break the tackle of Jake Luco. What a big-time play by the 6'2 senior. No gain. 3rd and goal at the 1. This time they go hurry up. Same formation. Right back to D'Imperio off the left side. Diving touchdown. Ryan D'Imperio, a 1-yard score, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Good execution that time by Township. Probably took off a little too much clock, that at least what they wanted, but they got the score, and that's the important thing. You can't get back in the game without the score. You got the score now. Cherry Hill East got a couple touchdowns off Shawnee, but that was in a blowout loss last week. We got a close game now, 21-13. They get this extra point. The onside kick's going to be huge right here coming up, and D'Imperio is going to be the guy kicking it.
Schleicher, the holder, trying to make it a 7-point game. Pat Healy, the long snapper. D'Imperio missed it. He pulled it to the left. So now it's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion for Township.
Boy, that's a tough break right there for Township. D'Imperio, normally flawless on the extra points, misses that one left. He made 2 actually in the last sequence. One he had to redo one to get it on the penalty.
We'll take a look at this touchdown again and watch for the Clayton block of the game by the little guy. Nick Bakari is leading for D'Imperio, not the other way around. And Nick Bakari, number 3, right there on Franks at the point of impact, allowing D'Imperio to get it to the outside and dive into the end zone for the touchdown. That is our Clayton block of the game. Build your next project on the Clayton reputation. Clayton Block, a blueprint for success.
Complete all-purpose back. You got to do everything. 5'8", 180-pound senior Nick Bakari went up against a guy a lot bigger than him with a lot of momentum. Was able to fend off the block for just a couple seconds, help D'Imperio get into that end zone.
No, it is not Terry kicking off. It is D'Imperio. Everybody coming to the left. This is Luco, who falls on the one hopper at the 49-yard line. 2 timeouts remaining for Township as we take another look at this touchdown, which makes it 21-13.
Bakari with the lead block. D'Imperio running between the left guard, left tackle, and he dives in, gets into the end zone. Let's take a look at the angle from the back of the end zone. And again, he's got to dive to get in. I'll tell you what, that Shawnee red zone defense, awfully tough. I mean, he barely got in there.
There's Bakari, who made that big block. 2 timeouts remaining here for Township. 90 seconds left in the game.
Boy, I feel a lot better for Washington Township if they had the third one. They'll call a timeout right here. They'll get another one, but they'll lose that precious 35 seconds by not having that third timeout that they had to waste in order to help them get the score.
Franks gets a yard to midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 1:24 to play. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. The defending South Jersey Group 4 champion, the Shawnee Renegades, a perfect 12-0 last year, and this is how they got to the championship as the number 1 seed. Washington Township, the number 6 seed, and each making its way through the brackets to meet in the finals, where Shawnee was victorious over Township for the 2nd time in 3 years. And in fact, Township has been to the Group 4 championship game 3 straight years, losing all of them, with Eastern the victim in between.
And they're trying to get to a 4th. Nobody's done that. Nobody has played in 4 straight South Jersey Group 4 championship games. You see Township upsetting Atlantic City and Cherokee on their way to playing Shawnee for the championship game and almost knocked them off. But congratulations to Shawnee, who went undefeated last year and won the title.
Now we talked to Tim Gushu, the coach for Shawnee, which is number 2 in the seedings right now.
Right.
As play begins this weekend, and the cutoff is after your 8th game. He thinks Township still could get in with 2 losses, which, if they don't come back tonight, it'll be loss number 2 on the season. He's probably hoping they don't get in, because these 2 teams have really battled.
Well,
7-7 in the series since 1995.
They're certainly not afraid of them, and familiarity really helps you have confidence against a team, as you saw Township last year's playoff.
Hansberry will keep it. Hamill will try and wrestle it away. He is unsuccessful. A gain of 2 to the 48, and Township will take its final timeout before a 3rd down and 7 with 1:16 to play. If they get the stop here, they're going to get the football back, but not a whole lot of time will be remaining. Let's take a look at the schedules for these 2 teams. Shawnee coming in at 5-0, Township at 4-1. The only loss for Township to Pennsauken. Shawnee, meanwhile, wins over Seneca, Rancocas Valley, Pennsauken, Eastern, and last week over Cherry Hill East. Big one next week, Jeremy, at Cherokee.
That's a huge one. Cherokee's hot. They've won 4 in a row. And we'll see what happens next week. They got to get through this one yet. Still a minute 16 to go.
Back-to-back shutouts for Township coming into this one with wins over Lenape and Rancocas Valley. After that loss to Pennsauken on September 24th. Next week, the Minutemen will be at Cherry Hill East.
And I thought their defense was very strong again tonight, with the exception of the blown coverage on the long pass touchdown to number 24, Brett Badessa. The other points came after they botched the onside kick and then an interception return. So I think the defense for Washington Township has been good, and that it's going to help them the rest of the way in their schedule.
I would certainly agree with that assessment. The defense has played very well. You don't think Shawnee's going to throw the ball here, do you?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Why risk an interception, or why stop the clock on an incompletion? And it will stay on the ground with Franks. He'll be knocked for a loss of 2 to midfield, and now Shawnee will be in absolutely no hurry to get this punt off.
Right, they're going to take some time off here. There's probably going to be about 20 seconds when Township gets the ball back. And see, here's where not having that last timeout really hurts, because you'd have the minute left with the football, even if you're pinned within your own 10.
Tune in to CN8 next Saturday for an Atlantic 10 battle between the Delaware Blue Hens and the Maine Black Bears. The action starts next Saturday at noon, only here on CN8. 4th down and 9. Looks like Shawnee is going to let the clock run down here and take the 5 yards for the delay penalty with 34.5 seconds left. And if Township puts a man back deep, it'll be Tracy Brown. And if they can't get to the punt, they need Brown to come up with a big return.
I'm not sure what you do right here. I think maybe you send all 11 guys and try to block the punt here.
Yeah, they're going to send Brown in to try to get to the punter, perhaps. Rashari Santos will actually go back deep.
Everybody but one guy, probably the best way to do it.
Kevin Trump is the punter. Jake Luco, who does a little bit of everything, is the long snapper. And he gets a good one. Here they come. Trump gets it off. A spiral. Santos at his 25-yard line with only 9 men to beat. Can't do it. There was nobody down there because they went for the block.
Tell you what, that was great punt block coverage, and it was a great block team that went out there. I mean, they really challenged in there, and those blockers for Shawnee really did the job. D'Imperio was close to blocking that kick. They still got time here.
26 seconds, no timeouts. They need to go 74 yards and get a 2-point conversion to tie it. Is there some Doug Flutie out there tonight?
I haven't seen him. Well, actually, this kid's played a lot like Flutie, and so have his receivers.
Patrick Moffitt will not be able to get this play off. They should put some time back on the clock. It is a dead ball foul. Referee Joe Mulhern will confer with his crew here. There's 26 seconds left. Is this a delay call? Illegal participation against Shawnee.
They had an extra guy out there?
They must have. 9th penalty against the Renegades.
Tell you what, when it was 21-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, did you ever think that Washington Township would have a chance to actually tie this football game in the last 24 seconds?
I mean, it sure didn't look that way, and that's not taking anything away from Township. I mean, Shawnee just appeared to have this game in hand. And to the Minutemen credit, they have really battled back, and they will reset the clock to 26 seconds. Tom Brown down 21 points, now within 8.
They're still calling plays up there, trying to find a miracle right here.
Still trying to reset the clock here down to the correct 10th of a second. I believe they want 26.9 seconds on the clock is the signal from the sidelines. And that's what they'll get. And it's a 1st and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Well, Shawnee's kind of had that bend but not break, prevent defense late in the second half, and it's allowed Washington Township to throw the ball through the air. Over 120 yards they've thrown from here in the second half.
Brown and Santos out to the right. Stilley coming on the blitz. Hits Moffitt as he throws, and it is caught by Brown. Brown at the 35-yard line makes the catch on the deflection, and the clock will stop with 19 seconds left.
Unbelievable, and what a pop the quarterback took. He's got to spike the ball right here. Maybe he doesn't. The clock has stopped. Let's see if they're going to spike it.
Moffitt took that big lick and hustles downfield to spike the football with 17.4 left. What a play by Tracy Brown.
Well, Tracy Brown's been trying to get a big one all game. I thought he was going to take quite a shot for the safety right here. Somehow he holds on to that football. What concentration. Tell you what, if he could just got away from Crump, he really got popped. Let's see if we can catch the number.
Stilley,
you're right.
You know, maybe Franks coming in there helped cushion that catch by Brown. Ball was not able to skip out of his hands, and he was able to hang on. And it's 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line with 17 seconds left.
They're really going to get an opportunity to throw for the end zone. This is unbelievable.
Trips left. Moffitt throwing for Rezanito. Rezanito makes the catch at the 25-yard line. There is a flag on the play, and there was a hold. It was a late flag, but it was clearly a hold on Township. And I believe they're going to get John Price, who was not happy, but it appeared to be a good call.
Yeah, DeFranco or Price, they're both very upset, number 56 and 73, trying to buy some time for the quarterback. Boy, this is a tough break. I think everybody here, I think even Shawnee fans have to be giving Washington Township a lot of credit.
73, right there in the middle of the screen. That is the call right there.
I didn't see anything. No, I'm just kidding.
Incidental contact,
Incidental
right?
contact. Come on. Come on, it was just a couple guys being friendly. No, obvious penalty there. Just was thrown a little late. That's what surprised a lot of people.
And the thing is, it's from the spot of the foul. So now the ball gets marked back to the 45-yard line.
Well, if this was 4th down instead of 2nd, I would think Shawnee would be in trouble.
Absolutely. They've got Franks back at the 25-yard line. Blitz coming. Moffitt unfazed again. Throwing downfield. He's got a couple of receivers there. And this one is incomplete for Brown at the 20-yard line with 4 seconds left. It's 3rd down.
Well, Tom Brown was honored tonight, and people were talking about the type of athletes he produces here and the way they never quit. And I can't think of a bigger example of a game we've done all year where a team just did not quit, Steve. What a job. They're down to 1 play here, though. There's 4 seconds to play. There you see Tom Brown. He's got to be proud of this effort, win or lose.
Well, it is 4th and 29. And Evan Franks literally playing center field. Back at the 30-yard line.
They have to score. This is the last play of the game.
Moffitt rolling, trying to square his shoulders to throw, and he won't be able to do it. It is incomplete as he is hit by Burns, and that will end the ball game. The Renegades win for the 18th straight time as they hold off Washington Township here in Sewell, New Jersey. The final score, Shawnee 21, Township with 13 points all in the 4th quarter, but coming up 8 short in one whale of a finish. Shawnee now 6-0 on the season. Township falls to 4-2. Stay tuned. Our post-game show for Washington Township comes your way next.
Hey, you look at me. Okay.
Steve Degler back at Washington Township High School in Sewell, New Jersey. Shawnee hangs on for its 18th straight win, winning this American Division game over Township 21-13. The Renegades now 6-0 on the season, 4-0 in American Division play. Township now 4-2 overall, 3-2 in league play. Right now, for our post-game interviews, let's send it down in the field to my partner, Jeremy Treatman. Jeremy?
Thanks a lot, Steve. Well, they do stay undefeated, 18 in a row, but it wasn't easy. Talk about this great, hard-fought win, 21-13 tonight, Coach.
Well, it was not a question. I mean, we knew coming in to play Washington Township, it was going to be a 48-minute game. It was going to be a heavyweight fight all the way to the end, and it proved to be true. We talked to our players about, sticking together, not giving up, just playing hard to every last second, and I think they did. I give a lot of credit to Washington Township. They made some nice adjustments and, came out in the second half in the shotgun, did some real nice things, which I expected that they would be able to do.
Talk a little bit about your offense, especially in the first half. They were in high gear. That wing tee was working good. Washington Township made some adjustments, but your ball control, I thought, overall the whole game, you guys did outstanding.
I was real pleased with it, and I think the key was the first half we had some favorable field position. I think that plays a big part of it. Second half we start off with a kickoff return, and we don't field the ball, then we only get on the 20. It limits some of our offense, so we were probably a little conservative in that vein. But when we had to take some time off the clock, I thought we did.
Coach, as Washington Township making its comeback, I'm sure you still had a lot of confidence, but still it had to be a little bit scary as they were coming back.
There's no question. It was a little bit scary. Like I said, I think their receivers did a really nice job, and we were just a step away from sacking their quarterback, Pat Moffitt, and I thought he did a marvelous job back there handling the pressure.
Now that this game's over and you got another big one with Cherokee, what are your thoughts as you're going in for maybe another championship run?
Well, we're just going to talk about one more game at a time. Sure. Our next game is Cherokee, and that's all we're going to think about.
All right, well, let's go over to Jake Lucas, our star of the game. Thanks so much, Tim Gashu, our head coach here at Shawnee. Another huge win. And, Jake, it seems like you were involved in so many big plays, especially defensively. We were calling your name over and over. Talk about their wing tee. They run the same offense, and talk about what it was like stopping Washington Township, because they have a very high-powered offense. You held them to 13 points.
Yes, they do. Well, we're the same offense as them, so we know their plays like the back of our hands. So, working hard.
All right, let's go to the middle of the third quarter. You guys are up 21-0, about 5 minutes to go. Did you ever expect that it would go down to the last play of the game and they had a chance to tie it up?
Well, no, but some things change and some things don't go your way, so you got to be ready for everything. So we just kept going and trying our hardest.
You had a lot of tackles, a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Talk about your offense, too, because a lot of guys get the ink on offense on your team, but you actually had the first touchdown, a nice 5-yard run, and you gained almost 30 yards tonight on the ground.
I just get the ball and, they're key on Fred and Frank, so, they're just.
As the cannon goes off, let me ask you one more question. As you guys have won 18 in a row and you're still going with this streak, just talk about what it's been like being part of this Shawnee tradition, winning a state championship, and you're in great shape now at 6-0.
It's just great part of being in this Shawnee team. I've been here. We've won. They won my freshman year. They won last year, and this year we hope to put another one up. So we love the guys. We're all great friends. So we just hope to keep it going.
Well, congratulations to both Jake Luco and, of course, Coach Tim Gashu to my left and the entire Shawnee team. A great win, 21-13. Steve, you got a lot of stats to take a look, and there's a lot of interesting statistics from this game.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Township does have the advantage in total yards, getting 206 of them in the second half, but 3 turnovers proving costly in this one, as a couple were turned into touchdowns. Time of possession just about equal in this one, and Shawnee wins it despite being flagged for 9 penalties in the game, as the Renegades improved to 6-0 with the victory tonight, 21-13 over Washington Township. And certainly a bittersweet night here tonight for the Minutemen. Before the game, in a really nice ceremony, they honored their legendary coach Tom Brown, who has done such a wonderful job here with the program and as a teacher in the district for 20 years. And they rally in the end, but they come up short, falling to 4-2 on the season, getting all 13 of their points in the fourth quarter, but not enough as Shawnee wins its 18th in a row, hanging on for a 21-13 victory. That is your final tonight from Sewell, New Jersey. Thanks to our statman Mike DeChico, our producer Brian Morrow, director Drexel Wright, and the rest of our C8 Varsity Sports Zone crew. For my partner Jeremy Treatment, this is Steve Degler saying so long from Washington Township High School. The final score once again, Shawnee 21, Washington Township 13.
This event has been a presentation of CNH Sports, your leader in regional sports coverage.